Welcome to the nuclear heat wave, and we are going to Talladega, Alabama, Talladega Superspeedway for this exciting Cup Series race today, the Jack Links 500. That's right, 188 laps of, well, a variety of mayhem and strategy and everything in between. And,
you're right about that, CBM. It's the captain here. Thank you for inviting me on again. And that's right, 2.66 miles of nothing but raw, pure speed. Now, these boys are really haul the mill. I'm telling you, we're going to see some race today. So, folks, sit back, listen to us. We'll try to tell you everything we can, but this action is fast, fast, fast. How are you today, CBS?
Hey, I'm hanging in there, but I got to tell you, and as we will talk throughout this race about the Xfinity Series race yesterday and the trials and tribulations of actually getting to be able to record it, have a live reaction to it, and we will go over that and how Jeb Burton got robbed, and everyone at home knows it. So, but we'll talk about that more as we get going here. So,
well, I agree with you there, CBM. We will talk about it more, but now you got to remember, on this nuclear heat wave show, we give opinions. Now, we do give honest opinions. We don't just buddy up and buddy around. And I happen to think that that race happened to be called right. In fact, I think when it got down to it, I think the winner was a correct guy. He was a guy that crossed the finish line first. And I think the only thing that Austin Hill said was, hey, you try to take the race from me, but homie, don't play that. Oh, that's a little pun. Sorry there.
yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, and Austin Hill knows how to take advantage and be at the right place at the right time. And he's been very competitive all year in the Xfinity Series. But we'll discuss that as we get going here. And so let us start the race. We are off, and now crossing the start line, Zane Smith won the pole here today. Great qualifying day for him.
Yes, that is a good qualifying. It's a good qualifying run, but he's been coming on a little bit lately. I think he's been trying hard. I always liked Zane. Zane wasn't he wasn't a high sponsored individual. In saying that, CVM, what I'm saying is, when I say he's not a high sponsored individual, I mean it don't appear that his family had the funds to just try to find him and spend a lot of money and get him the best rides. So he's done pretty good. Okay, we're halfway through lap 2.
Joey Logano has taken the lead on the outside.
Yes, he does.
And then Josh Berry is behind Logano on the outside. And then coming up, so Cindric and Austin Dillon are riding the inside line. This is 3 wide. I mean, it's interesting to note the entirety of the field is running 3 wide right now. And
wow, 4 wide.
And now and then some is 4 wide. Well, where they got into trouble with the Xfinity race yesterday was in passing lapped cars, they would inevitably go 4 wide. And Catherine Legge was on her way to getting a top 10 yesterday.
Yes.
Absolutely. she was. I was pulling for her. It made me so happy until Almirola Burger. I'm going to have to come up with a nickname for him. And this guy, he just lost control and misjudged an open spot in the outside lane. And so we're jockeying for position here. Logano still holds the out, but now Logano has come down and they're 4 wide here just behind Logano. It is 4 wide. And
yes, he is.
And
that's better. Yeah.
And Michael McDowell running side by side. And you got to hand it Spire Motorsports.
Well, Michael McDowell is a good racer. You know, he changed teams. He was with the I can't remember for the life of me the other team he was with for years. So that's a new team he's with.
Yes.
I should look at my
your
sheet here.
Look at your handy sheet.
The studio presented to me on the information. Sorry about that, folks, but I've got some information on this.
No, that's okay. It's amazing that they're 4 wide for this long, this consistently here. And we're at lap 5 here. Amazing. Zane Smith is behind Logano, and there's Kyle Busch, everyone's favorite Tootsie Pop Owl. And I've already gotten heat. I've already generated some smoke over my Kyle Busch is the Tootsie Pop Owl comments. But listen, it's true. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's him to a T. So honestly, number 8 fans need to get over it. Oh, who do we see? We see, Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski jockeying for 5th and 6th.
Busch is number 8 now. What lap are we on right now?
So we're at lap 6. So
at lap 6 now.
And the first stage is 60 laps, second stage 60, and the third stage is 68. The Xfinity Series race, where it's 25, 25, and then 63. So the final stage was over twice what the individual stages were. But here, it's only a little more. The fuel window is roughly 43 to 45 laps, but we'll see on these. Now, those were the Car of Tomorrow cars, the Gen 5s.
Right.
We'll see how these Gen 7 cars are with the fuel window.
Right.
But obviously, it's spaced to where someone has to make a fuel stop before the end of a stage.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So you think they all will have to stop?
Yes.
They all will have to stop before the first stage is over?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's how they strategize on races. A lot of them wants to see. A lot of them will stay in the back and they'll draft and they'll use a lot less fuel than the front runners. So when they do fuel up, it won't take them as many seconds to get a tank full. Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
So that way, if you get a second or two is a lot of time in this high-powered racing. Correct?
Absolutely. Most certainly. And look at the I'm just incredulous at the 4 wide racing. And they're maintaining their lines here. They are.
It is amazing.
So
look at this car.
So Ryan Preece, and there's a guy who, wow, he's overcome a lot. And he's running right behind Zane Smith in the inside lane. Joey Logano is leading the second from inside. But then we see Michael McDowell defending his spot, coming down. And so Michael McDowell, the inner 2 lanes, because we're 4 wide now, Michael McDowell is fending off each of the inner lines. So, and now we get some action-packed commercials. Oh, yes.
Yes, we do have a commercial now. You can't hardly do without the commercials. And if you watch a commercial long enough, sooner or later, maybe you'll see a good one. That was just that's a little humor there, CBM.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind Ford Performance, you know, but we know, and that's the thing. What did the Supreme Court define pornography as? They said pornography, you don't know, you can't define it, but you know it when you see it. So yes. It's self-evident, right? Well, a bad commercial is self-evident. It's hard to describe how they're bad. They just are bad. So that's where I'm trying to conserve my brain cells, right? And every time I see bent carrot, or every time I see a Blue Chew or Roman, another T-Mobile commercial, courtesy of Deutsche Telekom, and we got puppies too. So that's going to make you switch cell phone carriers.
Right.
Hey, Dad, let me ask you, do you remember when the phone carriers tried to slam you?
Say that again.
Do you remember when the cell phone, really when any phone carrier tried to slam you, where they would change your service without your authorization?
Oh, yes, I remember that. Oh, yeah, they would get you on the phone, and if anywhere in the conversation you if you happen to say yes, end of the road, you now have a new carrier. Honest.
See that?
Honest, folks. The captain wouldn't lie to you. Yeah, the captain would not lie to you about that.
Yeah. Boy, people, they don't know how we all had to suffer.
That's
but
true.
now people today, they've got new problems. So we're not older people trying to say, oh, well, we had it's just so tough and all. Well, we did in some ways, but in other ways we didn't. It's a give and take here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is give and take. I'll tell you what I think. I think that nowadays in this modern time, that when a company would do you like that, like they used to do, that it took a long time to get it straightened out. And now I think the younger generation, this is a little plus for them. I'm patting them on the back a little bit, but I think the younger generations will get on their behinds and make them make it right, and so forth. Of course, in all that, they could do that, or they could call Moorhead, Kentucky, and talk to a person, and they would make it right immediately. And well, they'd bring tears to their eyes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that individual, and that's the last person I would want to cross. Okay.
You're right. You know what? Maybe we could have her on the show sometimes. It would be good to try to get her scheduled now. Oh. It'll take months to get her on there, but you're going to be backed up and backlogged with guests. And
wow, yeah,
something to think of in the future. And I'm sure that all the fans would like her.
They would
probably as much as that woman that liked the Rolling Tide so good.
Oh yeah, Phyllis from Mulga, Alabama, absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know, speaking of a Fox personality, you know, she's the reason why old COWTURD stopped taking calls. He's afraid of callers like Phyllis from Mulga, Alabama.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing. And I'll give Paul Finebaum credit. He'll always have them call in. He has always accepted calls from some of the craziest fans on earth. Tammy from Auburn, Alabama. You've got some others that are that are just pure in their fandom. The vitriol just oozes from their pores. Now, as we're back, I'm amazed they're still 4 wide. It's mostly so. The first third of the pack is 3 wide, and then it's 4 wide. I'm amazed it's went this long without any kind of that it's been this orderly. Amazon Prime is carrying 5 Cup Series races. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't heard too much from Houndbone lately, but he's due to show up again.
I think he is, honestly. I think he is. But while we're talking about it, because you know who's had 2 wins here at Talladega? You know him as Danica Patrick's ex. You know him as a man whose father was banned from being in the pits with his son. That's right, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yes, Stenny.
Now,
Stenny boy.
Now,
Stenny boy as one of our well, it's one of the crew that works for the network here. Calls him Stenny boy. I think it's our best boy here. Maybe.
So the thing is though, and Brad Daugherty is still part owner of that team. The thing was, it was called JTG Racing. And then when Brad Daugherty bought in, it was JTG Daugherty.
Yes.
Well, the J and the T, they all of a sudden up and left and bought into Joe Gibbs Racing. The Geschlichters is the family, the husband and wife, and they just left and sold it to a guy. I think Gordon Smith's his name, and the thing is, he changed the name to HYAK Racing, HYAK. And so, just so you know, if people are like, who's this HYAK Racing? Well, that's who it is. But Brad Daugherty's still part of that ownership group.
Right. Well, I'll tell you one, in my opinion, of course, I'm a lot older than you are, but that Brad Daugherty has been a good announcer. He's been a good car owner. He's all around a #1 guy. I can tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Brad Daugherty.
Yes. I'm looking at Josh Berry in the lead. I'm looking at Kyle Busch second. Kyle Busch is behind the 21 Wood Brothers Ford. And then Joey Logano, though, taking the inside line. And then Josh Berry trying to defend both lines. And that's what makes that's an interesting aspect of super speedway racing. And
let's talk about Josh Berry for a minute.
Okay.
Isn't that something? Now you got to remember, he's a short track specialist.
He is.
He's a specialist in the late model short track. And look at him out here on the world's fastest speedway getting it done.
Yes.
What do you think about him there, CB?
I'm impressed with him. I'm impressed with his performance here today. I really am.
He's not a, as we would call it, a young'un. He's not a teenager.
No, sir.
He got into the big leagues late, but now I'll tell you, you got to give him credit. He's getting it done.
He sure is. the cameras were just on Allmendinger and Van Gisbergen at the rear. And then as we look at who the cameras are focusing on right now, and they don't focus too long, I'm glad that Fox has the drones out to try to photograph.
Yes.
But Allmendinger has the fastest lap so far. It's of little consequence. He's 38th position, but it's still the humdinger. All in the mail.
Yes.
So Kyle Busch now is in the lead. Michael McDowell behind him in second. As these lines,
you don't remember because you're a young man, but I remember the days when Kyle Busch got in the lead like he is right now.
yes,
Hey, some people just start packing up to go to the next race because he used to get it done. You think what do you think he's got left? You think he's got any more left in his tank?
yes, I do.
You think Kyle's going to have you think he's going to ever have a 4 race winning in 1 year, 4 wins?
No, but I think he's capable of winning 2 or 3 a year.
You think he still might do it then? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got it in him. Now, if you're asking me about Brad Keselowski, well, like at this track, he's won 6 times at Talladega.
Who did?
Brad Keselowski.
Oh, I did not know that, sir.
Yes.
In my old age, that might have slipped my mind. That's been happening a lot. But anyway, I should have did my research a little better. I promise if you will have me back again that I'll do a little better research on this. But that is pretty amazing that he's won that 6 times.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. 6 times. And it's very impressive. But Brad is now a team part owner, and he's more responsible now. He still has that bad Brad attitude in him, but he's more mature about things now. So I don't know if Brad is going to deliver that aggression like he used to. And but he's capable of it. Well, we know this, and this is one reason why, because we love baddies, but we notice something about baddie shows, and that is it could be the dead of August in Georgia, and they will not have the air conditioners on. They will not.
No, they don't. Now, that's a mystery to me because I thought they would, but they don't. Now, that's just amazing that not only that, but they have those events or shows in some fine homes, and you look at them and they don't have air.
They don't.
I don't understand it. That's something I would have to research. I would have to get someone to maybe help research that. Maybe we could ask. Well, we've got several people we could ask to do some research on that.
Oh yes,
and so forth. I don't want to drop their name on here because I don't want everybody calling them to get advice. Then,
correct.
But unless they want to do it. But
well, this is interesting here. Chase Briscoe.
Okay, we're 31 to go in stage 1. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And Chase Briscoe, followed by Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Riley Earps. I mean, this is a whole 23-11 mashup right here.
Wow.
So it is single file for the first 6 cars, and then it's double wide from there on back. So
wow.
so the 4 wide has ended for now.
I understand what you're saying, sir. Yeah. Pretty
So
wild.
What's it's wild that they've now started to streamline and figure out, okay, let's have some more orderly drafting and see how we can improve our positions.
Right. But now let's talk about this fuel again. Now,
oh yeah,
I wonder how much they're saving when they're running in the backpack, say halfway back. I'm wondering if they'll save 1 or 2 or 3 seconds. This first pit stop's going to be interesting if it's a green flag stop.
yes.
Because if they could get a full load of fuel and save 2 or 3 seconds, then that's a pretty good run. And if you could do that once or twice, you would be in business, in other words.
That would be a great run, honestly. I think they save, I would say, up to a third if they're in the back and they're they're drafting, they're following close behind.
Well, there's talk. The drivers will tell you themselves that they could just let off the accelerator. They can run quarter throttle around some of the track.
Yes.
When they're drafting well, when they're really freight training around there.
And that's where you look at Chase Briscoe right now. And he's using up a lot of his car's fuel and engine performance by being out in the lead like that. And then you look at Christopher Bell is following so close behind him, his teammate. But that will only help Christopher Bell. But they're running up front, so it's really all Toyota up front right now.
Well, one of the subjects is going to be coming up pretty soon, and we got to do some research on it. And we're going to be talking about it a little bit at a time, but we're going to be talking about NASCAR and Dodge coming back to NASCAR in the foreseeable future. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. Now, I don't know much about it, but I just kind of wanted to mention it for our listeners. We want to tell them that we will be providing information, up-to-date information on that, and so forth. So we'll keep them up to date on it as things happen, and it's starting to a little bit. My understanding right now, first they're going to bring truck races back, which is going to be pretty exciting.
So they're bringing the trucks back next year, and then in 2 years after that, so 2028 will see a return to Cup Series. And they don't know about Xfinity yet because, well, they're using Car of Tomorrow. So maybe they can build a new Cars of Tomorrow, which are Generation 5 cars.
Look at that.
Then Dodge would enter the Xfinity race to Xfinity Series also.
Okay. Okay, some breaking. Do you think, and that's just an opinion now, like I say, this show, the reason that we've got a lot of listeners on this show, and the reason this show is starting to become pretty exciting is
oh yeah,
the Dodge Charger. Do you think this new 2-door Dodge Charger, that their intention, or a lot of their intention, was thinking about NASCAR when they come out with that car? Now, my understanding is that car is a little smaller than the 4-door version. And it fits that it's going to fit that template pretty good with the NASCAR.
Absolutely. The 2-door Charger, well, and the 4-door versions that I've seen of this next generation Charger are a little bit smaller than the outgoing 4-door Charger. I got to tell you though, I actually like the lines a lot of the new two-door Charger. I really do. There was some will call it a mistake to make it all electric right now. It's almost like they rushed it. But they are releasing a conventional engine car, Dodge Charger, coming as soon as 3 months. Some might say 2 months, at the end of June. So 2 months from now. So that will be interesting to see. And Chase Briscoe is still leading. Bell second, Denny Hamlin third, Bubba Wallace fourth, Riley Earps fifth, Tyler Reddick sixth. Continues to be all Toyota up front. Cole Custer, there we go, is seventh. Haas factory team. And then we see Ryan Preece eighth, Cy Sperling, son-in-law, ninth, Chase Elliott 10th. Did you expect a little bit better performance out of or would you want to say it's too early to tell if Kyle Larson's having an up day or a down day?
Well, I think it's too early to tell. Again, now we got to get in depth with Kyle Larson. You know what makes Kyle Larson such an amazing driver is that he's a dirt man. He was raised on dirt. He was the best dirt man in the business. He goes back to all of those dirt guys. He has really, really been a dirt man, and then a short track man. So he's not really been a super speedway man until now. So I think I do think that he will be doing better and better on the super speedways. Now, in other words, I don't think he's going to get any better than he is on short tracks or dirt. Do you? What's your opinion?
I think he's learning. I think Kyle Larson's learning as he goes on super speedways. He has not had the best of luck, at least not here. And Chase Elliott is literally up Logano's posterior. Could not be any closer. Otherwise, it'd be his best friend. But Logano holds the outside line, but he is 8 cars back. And we see the first 8. We see really the first 8 cars are single file. 41 laps have elapsed, and that fuel window, and now they're starting. See, the fuel window was 43 to 45 for the cars of tomorrow, and so here the first pack is coming in the pit. All the 2311 and Joe Gibbs Racing guys are pitting right now at lap 41/42.
All right. I'm seeing that. All right.
And Cole Custer, it'd be good to see him lead a lap here. And he's getting a nice push.
Yes. Now we're going to look at some times that they've done. So that was a bunch of them that got in there. And
yes. So all the Joe Gibbs.
This track is such a fast track. And by the way, let's have one of our let's ask our audience. Now we have some audience that has kind of signed up with us, and some of them has our phone number and some of them don't. But let's just see. I just want to ask a question. This is for the audience now. What was the fastest Talladega race ever run? And I want you folks to call in. Now, don't take too long and do that. But our office will get the call. And it may be a few minutes.
We see right. Oh,
we got it.
Just as the second
Oh, we had an accident.
Oh,
and we
no,
got
not
arranged.
Blaney.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, we have an accident.
Bad Brad, Ryan Blaney.
Not Ryan Blaney. Oh, no.
Just as
just
the
gonna start
second
talking
group of
about
cars.
him.
Just as the second group of cars went into the pits. And, oh, boy. Blaney
Okay,
stuck.
ladies and gentlemen, I got that call back. I've already got the call back pretty fast
Really?
for the listeners to get back. Now, I know they just have to look this up, but they still got back pretty quick. The fastest was the Winston 500, Talladega.
It
I
have to
have
be
it right here in 1987. And
Bill Elliott, baby.
Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott.
But
he
was
kicked it around there. I have it written down right here. 212.809 in 1987, folks. We just thought we would give that little tidbit to you.
So I'm looking to see what caused, and it looks like Whoa Nelly is right. Did he get tapped? It looks like oh no. Oh man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. And the post race, the Tootsie Pop Owl decided to give a love tap to Bad Brad and got him around, and then Kyle Busch went around him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Kyle Busch gave Brad Keselowski a love tap, and then that started that chain of events just as the second group of cars went in to get fuel.
Is that right?
Tires, yes. A lot of times drivers will get 2 tires.
Right. Now, Ozempic is on right now. Ozempic commercial.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's when you see, first off, people that are 150 pounds shouldn't be on Ozempic. Okay, it's not for them. But to see, you can lose weight, and it's made for diabetics, unlike the other semaglutide injections. But the problem is, it's not when 300-pounders take Ozempic. The problem is when 150-pounders take Ozempic. And what happens is they'll lose fat in places that in the normal course of things, you wouldn't lose fat first. You would not lose fat in your hands or your feet or your neck.
Okay, point well taken. Yeah. Yeah, point well taken.
God, is this some disgusting pizza?
So does people use it? Do people use it for their blood sugar, or do they use it to try to lose weight?
It's meant to help lose weight when you're a diabetic.
Well, I know losing weight will help you as a diabetic, but I don't know. That sounds a little dangerous to me.
Well, for a 300-pounder, it was originally meant for those who are overweight to a higher level, where it's meant to help jumpstart weight loss. But when you get these celebrities, I don't know. Can we call OnlyFans models celebrities now? I mean, a couple of them are.
I don't know. I would say that's a good question, CBM. I would say some people could for maybe 5 minutes, but other than that, I don't know.
You know what's interesting? I passed a car in the Metro Detroit area, and they had a bumper sticker that said bought by OnlyFans, meaning that whoever's driving that car made enough money on OnlyFans
Oh,
minus the 40% that OnlyFans takes.
wow.
To purchase that Ford Escape or whatever.
Well, hey, minus the 40%, it still costs a lot of money. So they must be a pretty good fan. They must have trained hard, went to a lot of school, and that's what an education will do for you, I suppose. You know, I don't know. Did they go to IU or Michigan State, or sound to me like they went to, what's that other one over there in Indiana? Ball State.
Yeah, probably. The Pride of Muncie. Yes. Yes.
Holy.
Yes.
Okay. Whoa, what's going on there?
Yes, they're going over.
Yeah.
What
they're
happened?
That. I think a couple guys are going to be little mad at each other.
And then Ryan Blaney tried to get around them, but got creamed on the passenger side. And look at Brad. Brad is furious. You know he's going to look for Kyle. You know that's going down later.
And
no, it's true. You know that Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski are going to have words later.
Oh, yes.
They will.
Man, it just takes a minute bit of damage to really affect that speed. When you get like 180 miles an hour, just the slightest body alignments would make a difference. In other words, the short tracks, you can beat them to death and still win a race or finish good.
Yes.
But these, I've seen it to where you wouldn't even thought the car got touched, and it just took it right out of commission, right out of competition, and just a slight bending of the fender flares, of the spoilers.
So, while we're looking through more drug and here's your favorite restaurant right here, and look at all that guacamole.
No.
I mean, I know I'm going to the bathroom for an hour after that.
Oh yeah.
I already can feel it right now bubbling up inside.
Yep. Yeah. I think one of our staff here, I think that's her favorite restaurant, that is Chipotle or no, Chipotle.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah, it was a Freudian slip there.
Right,
yes.
Yeah.
Big Freudian slip. So is this a Kroger commercial? I don't know why. What about Jesse Love yesterday in the Xfinity series?
Well, talking about that Xfinity race yesterday a little bit. Well, Jesse, I like Jesse. Jesse's a good racer. Jeb too. But now, see, that's NASCAR again. That's NASCAR, how they want to do that racing, how they want to back it up to the last loop, they say, and this and that. Now, that's their rules, and they have it. I don't necessarily agree with it. And my first thing that I would have brought up on that between us, I would have liked for somebody to evaluate. Did they have to call the caution then? Could they have let them run another half a lap? Could they? Now, how many cars was involved? It wasn't many. It wasn't. Am I correct?
Correct.
One car hit the wall. Okay, now they've got 2.66 miles. When did they call that caution? Could they have waited till they got around almost there and call the caution? Because all they're interested in is slowing them down. They don't want you to run over a accident.
Right.
My question is, did they call the caution too fast? Let them run as long as you can let them run. So, your thoughts on that?
So
CBM.
when did the official, and as we see Ryan Blaney is talking it over back in the pits.
Oh boy.
Yes. So here's my thing about that.
Ryan's not out of the race, is he?
Yes. So there went my main pick to win. There it goes. Kaboom. Like a mushroom cloud from the nuclear heat wave. There that went. So and so here's my thing. When did that official, because now you remember Parker Kligerman last year, when did that official intend to hit that caution light?
Well,
now if we're going to go that far previously, we've got to be consistent.
I guess you brought up probably one of the best questions on that of anybody. In fact, you may be in North Carolina next week having to explain that and have to ask them if that's what you did. Now, they used that Kligerman deal, and that's what I'll call it. They used that to say that they backed up to the intent. If I intended to push a caution.
Right.
Now, we know there's some time between intent and actually touching it. Okay.
Yes.
When did he push that? Did he take in consideration the intent or not? Well, now wait a minute. If he took in consideration the intent, that would have made the race.
Jeb Burton
been different. If that would have been the case, then I think Jeb or the other racer would have won it,
or Jesse Love.
Or Love. And or would he be more out of sync?
You figure the intent to hit the caution would be at least 1 second, but it won't be more than, we'll say, 2. So we'll say between 1 and 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, do they use that? Do they just use that intent when they want to? Because that's a big thing.
Yeah,
now,
that's what it seems to me.
That's a very big thing. Now, they used it then. They used that intent because it was at the start-finish line.
Yes.
Now, listen. They've got to get themselves together on this because there's something they've got to. I don't know. They've got to do something to make sure they get this right. I mean, they want to take it that close, but now if he didn't do the intent, if he waited till then, if he had did the intent, then the cars would have been further down the track. Then if he did that, then they would have been a different winner.
I think the intent would have only been a couple seconds. I think Jeb Burton would have got to the pay window.
Oh, I think he would have got to the pay window if it would have been 100th of a second.
Yes.
I believe 100th of a second would have put Jeb in the pay window. And I think that the more intent that you had, Jeb Busch would have been further ahead. The way I look at it.
It would have been nice, honestly, for Jordan Anderson Racing to get that win yesterday. It really would have. It's they only race the Xfinity. We here like to root for the smaller teams. Not the big monolithic operation.
I'm not sure NASCAR would do that or not, but all I'm saying is they need to get a system for doing it, and they need to do it correct for everybody. And there's something not right about that. NASCAR must make some corrections in coming years. They must correct how many cautions they have. listen, when you have so many cautions, you've got to compensate your audience for how many cautions you have. Now, I'm getting on another subject, CBM, but you've got to compensate the audience. If you do a race, and if you look back in history, there've been some races that 25% of the race has been cautioned.
Or cautions, yes.
Now, how in the world could you have that? Now, you know you should compensate the audience for that. They paid for tickets to see racing, not just driving around. Now, I do understand you have to have the cautions, but you've got to red flag these races, number one. You've got to add extra laps. Now, even add extra laps if you have to, let them come in and get extra fuel. In other words, don't make it a fuel race then if you have to run extra laps.
Correct.
Let's say if you have to run extra laps, you say, well, everybody's going to run out of fuel. Okay, we'll let everybody pit. That'll just make it fair because we had to run extra laps.
Yes.
But they can't constantly do that to people.
Immediately on the restart, Christopher Bell.
No, look at that. No, I was sure I had Bell. Well, that's okay. Buscher will win it. No, wait a minute. I believe that's Buscher too.
And Buscher,
well,
the
17,
got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, went out together. I don't mean they went out to a restaurant and had lunch together.
Right. They
oh man.
They didn't go to Benihana's and have shrimp tails thrown in their hats.
Yes, right.
No.
Man, oh man.
Denny Hamlin has some minor damage, but wow. Immediately on the restart from that caution. 8 laps to go. Looked like Buscher's okay.
Yeah, but he's out of the race. But it looks like they're all right.
Yeah.
Important thing, we do understand the important thing that the racers are all right. And
so as we see, I mean, well, the usual suspect, Denny Hamlin, pushed Christopher Bell, gave him a love tap, and sent him sideways. There you go.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You think he might have? Whoa.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, that car with that P on the hood.
Yes.
Is looked like he. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Well, I think the audience, I don't know how they're going to take this.
Yeah. Yeah. Flo. Originally, Hamlin was trying to square up and tap him, but he got a little to his right.
This time.
To his right quarter panel.
Oh, now you're going to see it. Look at him. Get off of him. Get off of him. No, it wasn't to be. I mean, he had to stay on until he turned him. He ought to know you don't do that in the corners. Wait till you get down to. Oh, man, look at it. He didn't get any damage. He may get some damage after the race.
I think so. I think now we see a beautiful looking gray cat.
Oh, yeah. Look at that cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a Savannah cat.
No.
But it's a pretty nice cat.
I wouldn't turn him down. I mean.
No. I like the color of it. My dad would call that a blue cat.
Yeah. Well, it's like a blue gray, right? It's a blue gray, which is, for those at home, it's one of my favorite colors, period, is like a steel blue or a blue gray. That color rocks. And I'll tell you what doesn't rock, this third time of this Pizza Hut commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, my stomach is in knots right now looking at it.
Well, folks, we're having such a show here. It is a real good deal. You get to watch a race. You get to talk about a variety of things. One thing about this podcast, you get into some different stuff. Now, you may end up talking about a little religion, a little bit of politics, cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats. You may get into a lot of different things. Everything from kitty cats to, I don't know, soup to nuts, you know. And,
it takes all kinds, and we take all kinds.
Yes.
At the nuclear heat wave. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, everything's fair game. Let's face it.
Yeah. And when we do that, we try to give you an opinion. Now, we have our own opinions and we give you your own opinion, but we try to tell you both sides of the story. Sometimes we don't agree with it. That's when we have our own opinion, but still we put it out there for you so you can make if you're having any problem, you can make your opinion maybe a little more clear.
For the inordinate amount of commercials that only 1.5 laps have elapsed. So it is now 5 to go, and they're talking. Josh Sims is talking with Bad Brad right now.
Oh, boy.
And so we have captions on, and we're trying to see what he's saying. The captions are hilarious because they're incorrect. Right, he didn't have a chance to turn left, but yeah, Brad's irritated. He spoke his mind and left. Very frustrated. You know he is. And now Josh is talking to Ryan Blaney.
From the way he talked, did you think that he said, well, that's just a racing incident?
I think that he's trying to say that, but you know what he's thinking. He's not thinking that, but he's trying to be diplomatic because he's a team owner now. But you know what he's thinking, which is, I want to punch out Kyle Busch right now.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And here's the thing. If Brad Keselowski gives old Kyle Tootsie Pop Owl Busch a big shot, it'd make him look better.
Oh.
It would. It'd make him look 10 times better. But then he'd lose out on the Tootsie Pop Owl contract.
Well, I don't exactly agree with you. Of course, I don't look to see him on GQ magazine anytime quick.
No. And as we're going to the restart, do you think someone has the cojones to do that to Denny Hamlin? Do you think Ryan Preece? Do you think Ryan Preece would do that?
Yeah, I think they are a few. I think they are a couple that would do that to him, but wouldn't hesitate. Yeah.
I'm not sure Ryan Preece would do it. Cody Ware is third. Rick Ware Racing.
Wow. Man. Wow.
That Rick Ware Ford.
Yes.
I'm shocked. He's fourth. The 51 car. It's mostly 2 wide with a little bit of 3 wide in the middle of the main pack. Bubba Wallace, huh? But now this isn't for long. Because Hamlin and Ryan Preece and Riley Herbst, Silent H, baby, is on the outside, and the inside is held by Bubba and so forth. The main 3 cars, though, Hamlin, Preece, and Riley Herbst, are unto themselves. So we have 3 laps to go here in stage 1. it would be interesting to see if Cody Ware can give Bubba a push to get farther up. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
No. Well, as we're watching it, Priest could do all right, I believe, if
and look at Cody Ware. Look at that push on the inside, giving Bubba. And then the 47, baby. And who has won here twice?
47, Stenny. Oh, Stenny's going to win this.
Stenhouse Jr. and Hamlin. Oh, Hamlin had to check up in the middle. Stenhouse Jr. got shoved to the middle, and Hamlin had to check up. This is going, oh, my. I'm amazed this isn't a wreck right now. 4 wide, but in the lead right now, Kyle Larson. Where did he come from?
Where did he come from?
Where did he come? I'm serious. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. behind him, Hamlin behind Stenhouse, but Bubba Wallace with the inside line. Cody Ware gave him a push. And then Bubba tried to maneuver Kyle Larson. But it looks like Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is giving Kyle the push. And William Byron.
Byron, where did he come from?
Second. I have no idea. We haven't talked about them the entire race.
No.
Yes, second, Stenhouse third. And wow.
But that Stenhouse has a fast car. You don't think he's thinking about, you think he thinks about Danica? When he's racing like
I do
like
kind of
2
think.
laps to go. Did you think he said, well, I'm started thinking about her?
Yes.
I doubt it.
Well, maybe a little bit, but this has been an interesting race so far. And I know they haven't even talked to Kyle Busch yet, but I know he's irritated. And
that's going to be a good one. I'll be honest with you, Kyle should have done a little better. I have a quick question for you since you're talking about Kyle. Do you think that that the Richard Childress Racing are giving him the best equipment?
Not sure.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm going to ask some other people, and that's a good question. I just wonder if he's getting the top-notch stuff. Like, for example, some people that are getting top equipment.
You wonder if Kyle Busch's past sins are coming back to haunt him. That his attitude, how M&M's dropped him, how all this, that these things, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
And even though he is a great driver, I never said he wasn't.
But, well, you're right about that. But how many times, I want to ask you, and I've seen him win many races with M&Ms. How many times did you hear him say, hey, I'm going to get me some of those M&Ms. I'm going to take them to my kids, and we're going to share them together. And, I like the green one, or I like the red one, or I like the...
None.
Well, if you will back up into history, and you will eventually, and check Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards was absolutely the best. Carl Edwards would win a race. He said, when I finish here, I'm going straight to Subway to get me one of them big subs for $5 subs and blah, 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 blah.
He did.
Now, he would sell it.
Well, and he also
he'd take his glasses off when he talked. Now that's unbelievable.
So I brought that up yesterday when they were interviewing Jesse Love at the end of that Xfinity at Talladega race. Okay. And I brought up, you know what? I miss Carl Edwards because he would look the interviewer in the eye when answering a question. And it almost seems like people today are just too scared. And then I went off about the poker and how everyone that plays in these poker tournaments, they're always wearing glasses. Now, Jennifer Tilley's not, Okay.
Oh,
But
is that right? Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of them, they wear the glasses. It's ridiculous. I mean, I
Yeah,
did
some
go.
of them wear, and then some of them will wear big old coats, and they'll be up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That poker's played out though now. I mean, it honestly is played out. I can't
I
see.
think it is too. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the best shot that they have now probably is to get OnlyFans models playing poker, or
yeah. The
that'd be
only
the
thing
only thing at this point.
I'll tell you, the only thing that it does when I watch Jennifer Tilly play that poker, I just said, well, hey, look, when I can relax, I want to watch that Bound again.
Oh yeah. Well, Gina Gershon. I mean, there you go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so let us start, and that's our cue, honestly, to start stage 2, and we will start and hit play in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Yep.
And this is the run up to stage 2. We're still under caution, but 55 laps to go in the stage. But this is the run up. And who is, oh, yes. Oh, Beard Motorsports own Anthony Alfredo. Yes.
Wow.
In the lead. Oh, my goodness.
All
he'll
right.
be overtaken by Byron immediately. But, oh, he
Yes.
wasn't, though. No, he wasn't. But Daniel Suarez, was trying to give Alfredo a push.
Wow.
And Alfredo's trying to hold on.
And we're at what lap?
Oh, this is 54 to go. This is lap 67 overall.
Okay, lap 54 to go, 67 overall.
Yes.
All right.
And was that a John Hunter Nemechek signing? Or signing? Yeah, what autographs is he signing?
Oh, he probably signed one or two. I don't know.
I mean, it's rarer than hen's teeth. Let me tell you.
That is a good one.
But speak of Mr. X Games, John Hunter Nemechek pushing Byron in the middle lane. Austin Dillon behind him in the middle.
Right.
And
what lap you're at now?
So I'm at lap 68 overall, 53 to go in stage 2. We see Anthony Alfredo has retaken the lead. Incredible. Right. Ross Chastain, though, is running on the outside.
Better watch out for him, because now, don't you think, real quick, don't you think Ross Chastain is getting due?
Yeah, he is.
I think he is too, buddy.
He is honestly due, because he's had a drought, really. As of late, he's had a drought. And I have to tell you, though, Chastain fans and Hamlin fans are at cross purposes,
Yeah. What lap are you at now?
I'm at lap 52 to go, 69 overall. So what we see, though, is Chastain, but William Byron has taken a lead in the middle, and he's out front. Everyone behind him is 3 wide. So Byron is now contending with Alfredo on the inside, Chastain on the outside. And as we see coming around lap 70, yes, we're showing Chase Elliott, but he's 10th. He's 4th in the outside line.
Right.
And Austin Cindric is 3rd in the inside line.
Wow.
John Hunter Nemechek is 2nd in the middle behind Byron.
Yes.
Daniel Suarez.
What lap?
We're still at lap 70.
Okay, you're still at lap 70.
Yes.
Yeah.
Suarez in the Wendy's Frosty livery.
What do you think?
And we're at lap 71, 50 to go.
Right. 50 to go. That's what we're on right here. Yes, sir.
And they're promoting Straight Talk Wireless again.
Yep. Straight talk.
Anthony Alfredo is racing very well.
Wow.
I'm impressed with this. I'm impressed. Watched him yesterday.
Wow.
The Xfinity race.
I think of Jerry Springer and other things.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I see Alfredo.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
Everyone needs some Alfredo sauce in their life.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if you could have her
yeah.
on the show as a guest? Just not for long. Just, you know.
Oh, Rolly. Yeah.
Yeah. Have Rolly on as a guest would be nice.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, we could. I mean, we could have her and several of the Zeus Network stars show up.
Have them.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe you should just have them. Now, CBM, you got to think about the business. Maybe you should just have them one at a time.
Oh, yeah.
You might shouldn't have them.
Well, because they would run a fade right in our living room.
Parking lot. In the parking lot. Yeah.
I mean, even though I'm kind of partial to now that's TV.
Right.
Well, they really would run a fade immediately. I mean, things would be destroyed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Anthony Alfredo is still, and Byron behind him. Alfredo is doing a great job here.
He is doing a great job
of managing these lines and staying ahead of everyone.
He sure is.
John Hunter Nemechek just took the outside line ahead of Ross Chastain. Anthony Alfredo has moved down to the inside line.
Beard Motorsports, baby, go.
That's what I'm saying. Look,
yes.
we here at the Nuclear Heatwave love single car teams.
Yes,
absolutely.
We do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You take a beard sport, Rick Ware, you've got a lot of them that are practically,
well, the Wood brothers, right?
Yeah.
What about they're the exemplar of that.
What about Stenny's? HYAK?
Yeah, HYAK Racing, which was JTG Daugherty until this year.
Right.
Even though Brad Daugherty is still a part owner of what's now called HYAK Racing.
Right.
So I just wanted to emphasize that because they changed the name. It used to be JTG Daugherty, and now it's HYAK. Well, is Brad Daugherty still involved? Yes, he is. So we love Brad Daugherty here.
Yes, we do.
And Ross Chastain has taken the lead, but John Hunter Nemechek, he's missing a push. Logano now is behind Ross Chastain on the outside.
All right.
Where is JJ Yaley at?
Oh,
where is Yaley?
Man,
your boy.
Man. Not my boy. Now, come on. Now, you mean NY Racing?
Yes.
That New York Racing?
Yeah.
NY? I don't know.
JJ Yaley, don't tell me he had the fastest lap. Don't tell me JJ Yaley had the fastest lap. Please don't. Please don't. Please, no. I'm serious. I think JJ Yaley, who is running 30th position, just had the fastest lap.
You know who had the fastest lap in the Xfinity race yesterday? No, and you like him too. Jeremy Clement.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Jeremy Clements did. In fact, I went on for about 5 minutes about that.
Right.
And I was proud to see Jeremy Clements do so well.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get on that podcast with you yesterday. I was at the airport in New York, LaGuardia, all backed up, waiting on the flight to leave, and it was a mess there. So by the time I got to Detroit, it was too late. But sorry I missed that.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm looking at this 4 wide racing right now. This is incredible. Most of the pack's 4 wide.
It is incredible. It sure is.
That they're maintaining their lines. And so far, they're orderly. I can tell you this, if this happened in the Xfinity, every time they went 4 wide in the Xfinity race, there was a there was a major incident. Let's put it that way.
Calamity.
And again, though, that only happened when the pack was passing lapped cars, and in doing so, they would make themselves 4 wide momentarily.
Yeah.
And then the crap hit the fan. So Ross Chastain is still leading. Anthony Alfredo on the lower line, but there's fixing to be an accident real quick.
Yeah.
It looked like, because now the inner 2 lines, that's where we're going to see a problem. The jostling between the innermost 2 lines, because you have the outside and inside, but the 2 innermost lines.
Oh boy.
Can you trust them to hold their lines?
I doubt it.
Yeah. And we see Ryan Preece really jamming it up in Todd Gilliland's posterior. And
yeah,
it is something.
Well, let's go on back. What has Gisbergen did today, or what about BJ McLeod?
So BJ McLeod, part of Live Fast Motorsports, he's hanging around, although he's in the lower level right now. Van Gisbergen, surprisingly, is 4th.
Wow.
Now 5th right now. Yes. Shane Van Gisbergen. So I don't know. That's amazing for him. He's a road course guy, having, grown up around the famous Australian V8 supercars circuit. And he knows road courses like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
And
well, let's talk about Eric Jones.
Let's talk about Eric Jones.
Well, he's about 14th place right now. He's not showed a lot today. He's a capable driver. He's a capable driver if he's got the equipment.
That's true. I just wonder if him being with Legacy Motor Club, I'm not sure he's getting the best equipment.
I'm almost sure, in my expertise, that he is not getting the best equipment
and is getting hand-me-downs.
Yes.
And there I worry, and there I think, okay, he's not really getting the.
I think he might be more driver there than they are car.
Yes.
And again, that's just my opinion, folks. We'll be hearing when we get these lines open. We'll be hearing from some of you folks on what you think about it also. But it's just opinions here.
And Don Lapre didn't put these lines in. Okay. I can tell you that.
Yes.
And I also don't have a string of payphones, although more inside information. There was a time, and now you can vouch for me on this. Was I not interested in getting payphones when I was about 15, 16 years old?
Yes, you were not only interested, you were very interested in it. And we didn't pick up on it, and I admit I didn't, but you were very interested. And thinking so now, that would have been a good hit. Now, it didn't last, but I'll tell you what, it would have lasted enough to where you could have, it would have been considered a success. In other words, you could have made money. You could have made money on it.
I could have made money for maybe 5 years.
Yes.
But you see, then we would have done what Michael Ballard did, and you know him from the Full Throttle Saloon.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Full Throttle Saloon, Michael Ballard. You know how he made his money? Calling cards. He sold he bought and resold calling cards.
Right.
That would have been the next step from the payphones is get into the calling card business.
Yes.
So right there, that would have been my logical next step.
Absolutely.
But you know, the problem with the payphone routes is that inevitably someone will lay claim to it. Then I'll have to pay protection money to somebody.
Sure.
I mean, that's
that happens.
The arcade games, same with the gumball machine, same with any amusement product.
Sure.
I used to subscribe. There's a trade magazine called Replay that I subscribed to for about, 5 years or so. Yeah. Fantastic magazine.
Okay.
Fantastic trade magazine. And it covered all aspects, not just the arcade games and different motherboards and systems, but also gumball machines, skee ball machines, the crane machines.
Okay.
So yeah. And you know that I'm a mean crane machine player.
Yes, I do.
Did they not run me out of a Perkins?
Well, they did. The Perkins run you completely out. That was.
Yeah, they did.
Sure. Yeah. They thought you had a key to the machine.
Yeah,
they thought. They thought you had the key to where you had the door open.
Right. They couldn't imagine how I had so many plush animals.
Yeah.
What's amazing though in this race, as
the Sauce Man is leading.
He's doing phenomenal. I got to tell you.
Not the Sauce Man we know, but the Alfredo sauce.
Right.
He was leading there for a second. Man, oh man.
And he's laying that sauce on thick today here at Talladega.
He is. He's got some pretty good I think he's got some pretty good equipment.
He does. I think Beard Motorsports really put their time and effort into this one.
They sure have.
And it's incredible. I love it. And I love how aggressive Anthony Alfredo is today. It's I hope it lasts for him. I hope he does very well.
I'm just curious there, CBM. Why does Richard Childress only have 2 cars in this field today?
I know.
I thought that he had more.
I thought he was more capitalized than 2 cars. I did too.
Yes. Well, what is the thing that they have to have a certificate to
a charter?
Charter. Don't he have more than 2 charters?
I thought he did.
Well, that's something that will have to be researched to talk about. Surely he's got more than 2 charters.
Well, this is a good time for me to do a little research on the fly because the fans need to know how many.
They need to know. Yeah.
So the question is, Richard Childress Racing Cup Series, how many cars? Well, he only fielded 2 yesterday in the Xfinity race. He only fielded 2. So RCR Racing charter number of cars. So the number, what it says here is, well, this is 2023, of course. So it doesn't.
Right. How many charters does Richard Childress have?
So it says it says that they've been a 2-car team since 2018.
Oh.
But that they operated 3 cars from 2002 to 2017.
Oh.
That Richard Childress operated 3 cars
from
02 to 17. And then from 18 on that, and there was talk in 2023, they had the part-time driver who raced with the number 33.
Okay.
But that was only part-time, and that's not in effect this year. I mean,
Okay.
it's surprising to me too. It's surprising to me that he didn't have more entries, and Joe Gibbs Racing has 4, Hendrick has 4, Front Row Motorsports has 3, right?
Wow. Yeah.
RFK has 3, Penske 3, and 2311 has 3, and Spire has 3, and Trackhouse has 3.
Wow. You're
yeah.
right.
But Richard Childress has 2.
You're right about that.
And that well,
He did have 3. Now he only has
I
2.
don't know. That is kind of odd. He did have them, like you say, for a long time.
yeah, and I just wonder if they're capitalized enough.
Well, I wonder about the same thing. They seem to have pretty fast cars, and I don't know. Maybe he used too much family over the years.
Yeah.
There's some rumors to that. You know what I'm saying? Harvick has made that statement when he left.
Yes.
He made a pretty stiff, what you might say, a stiff, stern statement about Richard Childress when he left and the family.
Harvick told it how it was. I mean, and what's interesting really is why Ty Dillon is not a part of that operation.
Yes.
To me, that's what's interesting in that he would give a shot to Kyle Busch. Even though we like, we appreciate Kyle Busch's record in racing.
Sure.
But given the family connection, you would have expected Ty Dillon to be with Austin.
Absolutely.
Dillon. And the fact that Ty Dillon's not, and the fact that Ty Dillon went to Colleague.
Yep.
I mean, and Colleague is fielding Ty Dillon and AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not sure they're trying to compete for wins here.
Well, I kind of believe if you back up a lot in the history of NASCAR, that Kyle Petty wore Richard Petty Motorsports out, tearing up equipment.
Yeah.
And if you look, and I'm sure you will some of these days, about the racing that they done and the drive and the different teams that Kyle drove for, after Richard, you would see that, hey, something happened there. And Kyle won what? His entire career, 4 races. Give me a break.
Yeah, might have been 4 or 5. Let me double check. But
yeah,
Kyle Petty, to me, a grade A humanitarian.
Yes, sir.
Grade A charitable man.
I give that to you, CBN.
As a driver, I think the Petty name wore on him. It's like an albatross.
Yes.
You have a name like that.
Yes.
How can you succeed?
Well,
the expectations are too high.
Another little tidbit of information. What we know as Xfinity now and what it was back then, Kyle skipped that. He went straight to the Cup. He went straight to the Grand National cars or the Winston Cup.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me he never raced Busch Grand National?
No, sir, he did not. He raced the ARCA a little bit. In fact, he won the first race he ever entered in ARCA. He won. Now, that's how good a car he had for that. But no, he didn't. He didn't run the what do we want to call that, intermediate?
Well,
class.
so what it says here, and I will get to his so in his Cup Series career, Kyle Petty has 8 wins.
Okay.
And he ran 829 races over 30 years.
Oh my God.
And won 8 times. Now, so but let's go to that. What was Busch Grand National and is now Xfinity Series. It says he ran 55 races over 10 years, but 55 over 10 years is nothing.
No, that's nothing. That's what I'm saying. He just happened to run some. He didn't run the series. You know what I mean?
He was never a regular, correct?
And he didn't start out running it because Petty said that he wanted to start him. Petty made a statement on it. Richard said, "I want to start him on the Cup car because I don't want him to get any bad habits from the lower class." Now that was Petty's almost exact quote.
And you know, it's borne out. He won, and you are right. See, this is why having my dad here with 62 years of NASCAR knowledge, you are right. 1979, Daytona, ARCA 200. Kyle Petty won, and it was the first race he ever entered. And he won it with one of his dad's Dodge Magnum cars.
Yes.
78 Dodge Magnums.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But so let me ask you, this is another great question. And I'm just beside myself that Anthony Alfredo is still leading.
Yes, he is still leading.
Lap 96, 25 to go in stage 2.
And I'm a little excited that Gregson's in second.
Noah Gragson, way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gragson is behind Alfredo here, and Cody Ware behind Gragson.
Wow.
So Alfredo, Noah Gragson, Cody Ware, 1, 2, 3.
Couldn't be better.
I love it. I love this.
Yes.
This is what it's about. Watching the Cup Series, watching any NASCAR series. You want to see these guys do well.
Yep. Well, it's a plus for them, saying halfway through the race they're leading. That's pretty good.
So what I was asking was, when drivers get too much success too early, and then they flounder for most of their careers. There's been a few examples of that where they had early success and then and then couldn't hang, but they hung around long enough, but they couldn't hang. We're almost going to put Ty Gibbs in this category if he doesn't start producing.
Well, I will say this: Ty Gibbs is my biggest surprise that he hasn't won a Cup race as of yet. That is my surprise. That yes, I am kind of shocked, because I'm telling you, the Xfinity, he handled them in the Xfinity. He handled the racers. I'm telling you, from start to finish.
He really did, and I expected several wins. I expected maybe at least 2.
Yeah, I expected a couple wins. 2 wins would have been. Hey, he's been at it, what, 2 or 3 years now?
Yes.
Okay, give him a win a year, or don't give him one the first year, but give him one the second and one the third. And hey, I'm a reasonable man, and I think that'd be all right. You look at a lot of the past racers; they was years that they didn't win, and all of a sudden, when they took off, they did take off, and some of them because their talent got better, and some of them because their equipment got much better.
Right. That's something to think about. I'm thinking in the past, let's go to the 90s. I'm thinking of some drivers that had initial success. Well, I'll tell you another thing that comes to mind, because I remembered and looked him up. We look at potential, right?
Yes.
And Morgan Shepherd, I'm not sure. I think he had a lot more potential than the output on the track.
Well, I think he did too. Morgan. Sometime Morgan, he would get on that car and he could handle it, and he had the nerve, you might say. But no, he didn't have a, we want to put that, breakout year. He did not have, unfortunately.
I mean, he ended up winning 94 and 95.
Yeah, he won a few races, but
yes,
very few.
Daytona 500s.
Yeah.
Or not Morgan Shepherd, Sterling Marlin did.
Sterling Marlin won Daytona 500 twice.
94 and 95.
94 and 95 he won. And with Morgan McClure Racing.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, the number 4 Kodak car.
Yes.
Yeah, he really, Sterling put it on him those 2 years for sure.
But getting back to like the names, so we're looking at Kyle Petty and the Petty name, right?
Yes.
So yesterday, Jeffrey Earnhardt raced in the Xfinity Series,
right?
And was doing actually pretty well, up until the accident with Catherine Legg, where he was collateral damage, and
okay.
And Jeffrey Earnhardt, did well, but think about that Earnhardt name.
I've thought about that. I've thought about that for years, in fact, and I just don't understand enough about the family, I guess you might say. I don't understand enough about the relationship between Earnhardt, because he was married, a few times, and
yes.
And I just don't understand. Look at that tire on.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wonder what that come off of. That's a bad sign.
That's a bad sign, no doubt.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you there,
no.
but that's a bad sign if that's.
So to give a recap, Joey Logano is leading, Ryan Preece right behind him, Gragson third, and Cody Ware. But Cody Ware is in the middle, so he needs a push. He needs to get out of that middle if he can. And Bubba is to his side on the inside, and then the remainder is 3 wide.
Right.
So it's mostly 3 wide right now. And Inspector Gadget himself, Carson Hocevar, 6th.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Just put a gray hat on him.
Just put a gray hat on him.
Put a gray jacket.
Give him. Yep. Yeah, that'd be a Hulkavia for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can book it. You can print money like that.
Go ahead and book it. Yeah.
But for you wrestling fans out there, don't print money like Blackjack Mulligan and Kendall Windham printed money. Don't do that.
Well, that's true.
Don't do that and try to pay the boys with it.
Yeah. Don't do that. Now, there's an easier way.
It's 5 wide right now in the middle of this pack.
Yeah. I got a feeling you're gonna see some stops here pretty soon.
Yes.
Do you think there'll be some stops a couple laps before, so that way they'll get their pit stop over with?
Yes. So we are at lap 105, 16 to go. And again, remembering the fuel window and remembering when the last caution was.
Yes.
That we're about due for fuel stops right now and tire stops, obviously, the way the tires have been wearing.
Right.
That we're about due for it. So
yeah, I'll be happy to take a look at some of them tires once they do this stop to just see what they're getting out of it. See if they're going to be worried toward the end of the run in case the last stage is a long run.
It is and it isn't. Here's the thing. Stage 2 is 60 laps, but stage 3 is 68. for the Cup Series.
There you go.
But the Xfinity, it was 25, 25, and 63.
But did they have any tire problem in
Not really. I didn't notice tire wear being
okay.
as big of an issue. I mean, you want to talk about tires, bring Hoosier back in the fold right now.
There you go.
Bring Hoosier back. Goodyear's been riding their high horse for way too long. Just completely way too long.
Bring them back. I agree.
Bring them back now, because, I mean, Goodyear's had it their way, and they can just put out whatever they want to, and NASCAR will eat it up.
Well, Hoosier makes racing tires. It's just that they're not making them for NASCAR. But now they make them, because I've seen them. They make them for the dirt trackers and stuff.
Yeah, they still. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're still in business. I mean, they still make great tires. They still make great slicks. So why not do that? Then again, you see these teams. Well, we don't want to deal with multiple tires, and we don't want to deal with that.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, Dad, you remember the tire wars live and in living color.
Yes, I do. Yep, I do remember them. Okay, we got the number 3 car in the pits now.
Austin Dillon is in the pits. Joey Logano leading, Priest right behind him, Carson Hocevar on the outside line, and then Daniel Suarez behind him on the outside. But outside is relative, because when you go back about 5 rows, it becomes 3 or 6 rows. It becomes 3 wide.
Right.
And then Josh Berry, though, has been hanging around.
Josh Berry
yes, he has. He's 5th right now.
Yep. One I thought about picking for myself earlier, but I didn't. And maybe I should have, because sometimes he's pretty good on these big tracks, was Cindric.
Yes.
And I don't know, but I kind of thought I might pick him, but
interesting that Chase Elliott is in the Amazon Prime livery as opposed to his typical Napa colors.
Yes. But you know what happens a lot of times in those now. This I heard, don't hold me to this, but I heard like Napa Prime will go to Napa and say, hey, look, we'd like to put our logo on your car. And Napa would say, yeah, go ahead. Because Napa pays for it all year.
Yes.
So they'll sub it out.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
That does make sense, don't it? In other words, if you own it, you can let somebody else. They've got to pay you. I'm sure they got paid. They may have got paid more than it cost them.
Oh, yeah. They might have a net profit from it.
Well, before that Prime will go on that car, Napa's going to have to okay it. If Napa sponsors it all year, you know that.
So it looks like Chase Elliott and Shane Van Gisbergen were speeding on pit road.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
You know who I haven't seen speed yet is the Big 11.
Oh boy, it's probably coming up.
Although he's about due for it. And Daniel Suarez, great pit job.
Well, Suarez, what are you doing?
Great pit job, buddy. And so they're following the four cars that are well behind, that are in 25th, 6th, 7th, which would be Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman.
I can't see them just getting fuel. You'd think they'd get the tires and then just stay out, because they're only going to have like 9 laps to go.
I would want 2 tires, personally, at least 2.
Well, I would want 4 and a full tank.
Oh, yeah.
Well, to get a full tank, they got to take 4.
Yeah,
wouldn't he?
as you see this pack here of Alfredo, and I'm still dumbfounded that JJ Yaley still has the fastest lap. Oh, John Hunter Nemechek spun out.
No, by itself in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yes, but did they call? They did not call a caution. They did not call a caution for that.
Look at that.
Are you kidding me? You'll call a caution for anything.
Anything, and they didn't call it. And they did not call it. What do you think about that?
Well, he's just too.
Well.
Well, NASCAR figured he's just too extreme. You know, he's in. You know, he does that snowboarding.
Right there comes one speeding.
Oh well, yeah, you know it.
Maybe not. I'm seeing.
Well, you know why? Because he had McDowell in front of him.
In front of him, yeah.
If there was, you know this. If McDowell was in front, if McDowell was not there, yes. Old number 11 would have been speeding. Everyone knows it.
Would've.
Todd Gilliland today. He's 5th position right now.
Wow.
I don't know. He's a guy that maybe spent some more time down in the Xfinity series. I mean, I guess Front Row Motorsports knows what they're doing.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know who owns that. I think it's a guy named Jenkins was one of them, but I'm not sure. But
so go on.
Yeah. I think it's a guy named Jenkins was one of the owners of Front Row when it was sold by what's his name's dad owned it.
Oh yeah. Well, Jimmy Means and Bob Jenkins.
Yeah, I think they own it now, but who owned it before?
So
you know who owned Front Row before? Was who was the one that never hardly ever won a race? What's his name's dad? The one you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Nemechek. Joe Nemechek.
Yeah.
Joe Nemechek used to own it, I think. We could double check that.
So so that's what we're doing right now is double checking this.
Yeah. But I think at one time, Joe Nemechek owned Front Row Motorsports. Front Row Joe, they used to call him. He could put it on the front row and then ended up in the last row.
Yes. So, Joe Nemechek, he had his team called Nemco. Nemco Motorsports. And Joe and his wife owns it.
They do now, but I'm talking about 10 years ago.
It's pretty convoluted, the history of Nemco.
Right.
And they had a deal with Furniture Row.
Yeah.
Racing.
That might have been the one I'm thinking of, Furniture Row.
Oh my goodness. You want to talk about overpriced furniture. It's unbelievable. And is this an unscheduled pit stop for Denny Hamlin?
Oh.
It looks like it.
I believe it is.
It looks like it.
I believe it's unscheduled.
With 3 to go.
3 to go, he's back in.
In stage 2, yes.
Yeah, but see, everybody's going to come in and he's going to move back around. I think it was planned.
Yes.
I think it might have been planned.
That one might have been, yes.
See what's happening now. If everybody stops at the end of this and he stays out,
then he won't get lapped.
Right.
He'll make up his lap.
Yeah, well, you don't lose a lap now in this when you stop.
Right.
I don't think you do.
So, but that was a coordinated decision because Riley Herbst and Ty Gibbs also stopped.
Right.
When Hamlin stopped. So,
right.
And Logano is Logano on the inside, Bubba Wallace on the outside, contending for
with
first
2 to go.
with 2 to go.
Watch this, Mom.
Ooh, big 77, Carson Hocevar getting right up in there on
Okay,
Mr.
Hokovia.
Hair Club.
Push him right through.
Come on,
Tighten it up.
Carson. What
Tighten it up right now.
what's holding you up?
Tighten it up right now.
That's not Dr. Claw there. That's just Joey Logano. Come on. And
Get him now. Go,
We see Austin Cindric
Dr. Claw.
giving Bubba a major push,
Yeah.
and Bubba ends up ahead of Logano. They're fixing to be a wreck right now, but Joey Logano tried to make a deep cut to the inside, to no avail. Bubba Wallace is your stage 2 winner. It's some of the results surprised me. What surprised me so far is how well Anthony Alfredo has been driving. Plain and simply, it's been incredible. And Cody Ware,
Yeah.
has had probably his best day racing in years.
Yes.
Maybe his career, I don't know, as far as
Yeah.
the top series.
Right. Right. Well, I don't know why Hokovia wouldn't have pushed him a little bit. I don't know why. He's pushed in other cases and he shouldn't have. Now when he should have.
Correct. A lot of these kids, this is where I have to show you, just like we were talking last week, when you listen to music, what format is guaranteed to have the best music? Is it CD? Is it cassette? Is it vinyl?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of great stuff on vinyl, but you see,
Well-
there's also a lot of crap.
I don't know. I like vinyl though.
Vinyl is my 1A as far as top formats.
Right.
But if you want to be guaranteed to get the good stuff, you got to go 8-track, baby. Because
Now wait.
8-track. Let's go.
Now, folks, I think somebody might be
Yeah.
pulling my leg on this deal. So I'll caution my listeners.
8-track. Let's go. And well, how much garbage was on 8 tracks? Not a lot, right? Now,
I don't know about that. I can't hardly
well,
I can't hardly talk about that too much, you know.
I mean,
Yeah, I
like
think I got that front row and furniture row confused a little bit.
Yes.
You know, you follow what I'm saying? There was furniture row, and they called him Front Row Joe, because
Right.
Joe got the pole several times. He started on the front row and ended up on the last row. You know, he just couldn't get it together. You might look up Joe Nemechek, just see how many races he won, and that might show compared to how many he tried to win.
Well, we're looking him up. Oh, way to go, Austin. Way to go, you dumb F. Way to F and go.
What did he do?
So Austin Cindric, and it seems like Austin Cindric should have pushed Logano. And instead, Austin Cindric pushed Bubba Wallace in that last push, leading to the end of stage 2.
Well, that ain't right.
Leading to the end of stage 2, Bubba was on the outside, and Austin Cindric was right behind him. And Joey Logano was on the inside. So let's take a look. They're going to show it here. So you see Bubba moves to the outside.
Look at this.
In front of Austin Cindric. So And then Logano tries to sweep in. Logano blames Austin. See, they're not showing the definite push.
Right.
So okay. So what Logano's complaining about there is Austin should have got up on him.
He should have pushed him.
Right there.
He should have. Yeah, he should have.
It was a mental mistake.
Oh, man.
No reason to be that upset about it when you're still second.
Well, Logano can't be too upset about it anyway because of who Cindric drives for.
Correct. So you can't you can't be upset at your teammate like that and go off on your teammate, especially knowing that you're a teammate down because of what happened earlier in the race.
There you go.
Ryan Blaney is not present right now. So
well, it looks like we're going to get a couple speeding ones coming up.
You know that. Let's see. Bubba might speed here, but
I think Bubba's going to speed this time. I just can feel it.
But as we talked about, the 8-track, okay? Well, now let's think about movies, okay?
Who is Dr. Jerry Petty?
I have no idea, but we will find out.
I remember Jerry Punch.
Well, everyone remembers Dr. Jerry Punch.
Jerry Punch, yeah.
And of course, what do? I look up Jerry Punch instead. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So Jerry Petty, it doesn't look like there's no relation. There's no relation to the famous Petties, but
right.
But he's a neurosurgeon, and he's a NASCAR medical consultant for years.
Oh, okay.
So that's the connection there with NASCAR, and he passed at 90.
Oh,
so he had a full life.
He certainly did.
But getting back to the movie format, so we brought up audio formats. So to those younger who might not know of the different movie formats, you know of Blu-ray.
Yes.
You know of DVD.
Yeah.
You know of VHS, of course.
Yeah.
You would know of Betamax.
Well, yeah, I heard of it. I didn't know too much about it, but yes.
Didn't one of your your older sister or someone have a Betamax? Or
Carl believed in Betamax 400%. Don't get anything but Betamax, he said.
Yeah.
All of his stuff was Betamax at the time.
Well, so Betamax was a better quality. It had more, I think it's 525 lines of resolution, whereas VHS was lower, like 400.
Okay.
And Betamax was better, but Sony just didn't market it correctly.
Right.
And then they were more expensive, so the porn producers, they're the ones that actually won the format war.
Yeah, they jumped all over that Betamax, I know.
The VHS. No, the porn got on the VHS.
Okay.
Not Beta.
Oh, okay.
And that's what won the war for VHS.
Right.
But we're not talking about them. This is what we're talking about right now. Only the good stuff. Well, maybe not this. But this is the long, long trailer, baby. And this is, and again, only the good stuff. LaserDisc, baby.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Get on board right now.
When's that coming out?
It's been out and gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and LaserDiscs, you know, are equivalent more or less to a DVD. And in the 80s, there was nothing like LaserDisc quality.
Okay.
It was just that they were expensive and
Right.
not a whole lot of releases.
Right.
So you had that to contend with, but only the
Right.
good stuff came out on LaserDisc.
Right.
And now there were previous disc formats that failed miserably. The capacitive, it's the capacitive electronic disc that failed like, I mean, it might as well crap the bed.
Oh, look at this tire change. Look at this tire change.
Unbelievable.
What is wrong with you? Just pull up a little more.
That's it. And Hocevar didn't, and that caused Barry to go cockeyed, and that caused
got hit.
Zane Smith. Yeah. Incredible. Inspector Gadget, what's going on?
Wow.
And so Josh Berry had to change his line into the adjacent stall.
Sure did.
Let me ask you, so how do you like pencils? And Dad, I'm asking you, do you like pencils? Do you like writing with them? Do you like?
Yeah, I like them.
Well, you know, the people at home don't know. They may not know that there are more than the number 2 pencil available.
Okay.
That we have a number 1 pencil.
Right.
And then we have a number 3 pencil.
Right.
And for the masochist like me, the number 4 pencil.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and we will get back to that after we give an update on the beginning of the final stage.
Right. Here they come to the green now.
So lap 127, 62 to go. Chase Briscoe leading. And who were we talking about earlier saying that he needed a Ty Gibbs is second.
Yes.
But he's second on the inside line. Riley Earpst is in the middle line leading it. Chase Briscoe defended it and went up to the outside. But then Ty Gibbs is getting a push from Denny Hamlin on the inside.
Yeah.
And Herbst is maintaining the middle line. And we see someone trying to go 4 wide back here, pushing Daniel Suarez out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chase Elliott just shoved Daniel Suarez into a makeshift 4th line in a way.
Right.
Splitting the outside and middle lines. But talking about pencils, I present to you, to those at home, because you will be interested.
All right.
I present to you a number 1 pencil.
Wow.
And now these number 1 Ticonderoga pencils, the lower the number, the softer it is, and therefore darker it is. You're depositing more graphite on the paper.
Wow. Number 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get the number 1.
Right.
Well, then you have a number 2, which is what everyone assumes is the only kind of pencil.
Is the only one you can get.
Right.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Well, then you have a 2.5.
Oh, didn't know that.
See, number 2 is considered soft. Number 1 is considered extra soft.
Okay.
Then 2.5 is considered medium.
Oh.
Two and a half is medium. Well, then hard, everyone likes a hard pencil in certain cases, but this is your number 3.
Wow.
And these are hard. Well, here's the thing, though. Harder graphite means you're depositing less graphite on the paper, which means the lines are fainter. They're more faint.
Right. Yes.
And since it's harder graphite, you make indentations in the paper.
Yes. Yes.
So if you're marking those ovals on your exams,
yes,
and they tell you, I told you, don't go past box 7.
Right.
And they do it anyway.
Yes.
The problem is you will leave indentations.
Yes.
With this. So,
but yeah, go ahead.
But the last one is the number 4 pencil, which is extra hard.
Wow, you really leave indentation.
Yes.
So that's good for detectives and stuff, because you could actually let them try to erase it, and you can still do the old lead test on it and see what you wrote.
Oh yeah, you could rub it. You could rub and determine it. If someone uses a number 3 or 4 pencil, you can see what they've written.
Yes.
They could try to erase it. Doesn't matter. You can see what
matter.
Yes. So let's go over the stage points today. Kyle Larson got 18, Bubba Wallace 16, Logano 9, Byron 9, Stenhouse Jr. 8, Cindric, Elliott both have 7, Hocevar 6 points. Stage points earned today.
Yeah. Well, if you notice Bubba, when he races, he's not really racing to win. He's racing for points, because he knows that he's trying to get into the final through winning stages.
And having won stage 2 today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at the points.
He got mega points today.
Yep. Yep. Well, now, hey, with 54 to go, look what you got. You got the 54 car leading.
Absolutely. Yes. We were talking about him earlier, how
he's been
kind of disappointed.
He's been due.
He's been due, and he might be. What if old Ty, or as someone used to call him, or still does call him, Gibby Boy, goes to the pay window here today.
Yes, we do have a person that calls him Gibby Boy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it'd be, he got loose right there. Here's the question: would Denny Hamlin knock him out of the way?
Well, he's already knocked one of Gibbs' cars out, so I don't know why what would keep him from doing another.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I don't know. He's known for that. He's known for being aggressive. I just wonder, doing it to the owner's grandson.
Really?
I mean, that would I don't know if I can do that, honestly. I don't know if I could knock the owner's grandson out of the way like that, as opposed to just out racing him, taking advantage of side drafts and so forth.
That Herbs, you see Herbs as sponsor?
It's Monster. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Now, how'd the come that Monster went with him when he'd been with Joe Gibbs? Because of Michael Jordan, wasn't it? No doubt about it.
Yeah.
That's who he drives for.
Yes. He's a 2311 guy.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. What has happened to Riddick today?
Tyler Reddick had done well.
Well, he's in 16th, 17th. Don't know what
But
the problem
he
today.
had done well earlier, and yet hasn't found the right lane, or he would pick the wrong lane. Usually, I mean, usually it's the middle or the outside, but yeah, Tyler Reddick. But then again, we might see if there's another wreck, and I assume there will be, because what we see is there are not a lot of cars that are just getting lapped. Either they're off the track, or there's like a couple that are lapped cars.
Right.
You don't have the situation like last week where there was an inordinate amount of lapped cars.
Yeah, but now we're concerned. We're going to be concerned about mileage, aren't we, pretty soon?
Yes. So
it's 50. How many did you say they could run, you think, on the tank?
43 to 45.
Yeah, and see, there's 50 to go. So that tells you something there.
And
when do you want to come? You want to come and get it now? You want to wait? Wait for a caution? Come and get it now? I don't know.
I will start to see them, we'll say, at 44 to go.
Yeah. If their speed drops off per lap pretty fast, they can come and get it, and then they can gain some laps on them.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know what they're turning in laps.
I would go ahead and pit right now, because I believe there will be at least one more caution. In fact, probably two more cautions. I believe there will be mayhem imminently. And so you will be able to conserve fuel that way.
Right.
I would go ahead and pit at 48 or 47 laps to go.
Okay.
And again, it's the same running order. Ty Gibbs, Denny Hamlin, Riley Earpst, Todd Gilliland.
Can they do 43?
Oh, they can do 40. They might could do 43 without a caution.
Okay.
Meaning running.
Well, they got 50. I'd wait to 40 and stop.
See, the thing is I'm banking on there to be a couple cautions. There will be a couple, and therefore you can take advantage and conserve some fuel.
Right.
But that would be risky. See, that's where I think when we watched at Rockingham, that's where, other drivers thought there had to have been cautions. So therefore we can pit earlier.
Right.
And in the truck series, we didn't see the cautions that we saw the next day.
Right.
At Rockingham Xfinity.
Yep. I know what you're saying.
So so fuel remaining with laps run. That's a new statistic that Fox is bringing us.
Okay, fuel remaining.
With laps run, so 20, 20, 20.
So they figure they got 20 left. 18.
Yes. So at any time, though, I would not run it down to 2. In other words, I would not run 18 more laps and then pit.
Well, it's according to what laps you're making. If a person would when you get inside your fuel window to where you can make it, if you're turning the laps a lot faster than old tires, you're better off to get tires as soon as you can.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we don't know. See, a lot of times their tire wear don't drop off fast. Sometimes it drops off. They can't put but a few laps and it drops off a second or two. See, we really don't have a.
I wonder if JJ Yaley's still in.
Oh man, I don't know. Jeez.
And
Well, I don't know, but he'll take somebody out for sure. He'll take somebody out.
well, I know he's got a nice house.
He sure got a nice
I mean,
house. now, man.
this guy, I mean, if you all remember the show MTV Cribs,
Yeah.
you could do it at JJ Yaley's. Yes, you could.
Any
Yes,
day
you
of the
could.
week. All I'm telling you is to research daily. Yaley.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No, it's not Chuck Daly.
Yeah, but
former
research
Pistons
him.
great head coach.
And we got to figure, does he have that house on what the money he's made? And then do some research because, man, being in this racing ain't bad. See, I often thought exactly how good do you have to do in racing to make a good living?
Dad,
You
you know the
understand what I'm
answer to that
saying?
question. Dad, you know the answer to that question, which is, could he afford that on what he's made racing? Really?
Well, I don't think he could, but what I'm saying is what can you do to make a good living?
Right.
Stenhouse, for example, he's a good
Yes.
racer,
Yes.
but he's only won a handful of races, just a few, less than a dozen, guaranteed.
He has won twice here, though, at Talladega.
Isn't that something?
Yes, he
But
has.
I'm betting you that he's won less than a dozen. I'll give you odds. I'll give you odds. We'll see how many races Stenhouse has won.
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Yeah. Well, we'll get a call in a minute. Now they'll tell us. That's okay.
How many races has
Just got a call in. 8 races, it says.
It's 8 Xfinity races, 4 Cup races.
Oh, geez, that's worse. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the 8 races.
And 2 ARCA races.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. 4 races. And, I think he makes it pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I don't know if it was the last or the race before that Cup race he won. I shouldn't say this about him, but he bought the race car from his owner so he could set it up at his house and look at it.
What a mark.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that's what a mark does.
Yeah, he bought the race car. And I don't know if he has it on a turnstile there. Or
Oh,
what.
come on. No.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yep, he did.
It's okay.
You can check it out. One of our listeners could check it out. But anyway, yeah.
So there's a story about the rapper Missy Elliott, right? And
Yes.
you know what she did is there was a Ferrari, a 456 GT, classic lines, classic coupe. You get the 6-speed in that fantastic car. The automatic was okay, but it's hard to work on. You got to get it serviced like in England or something.
There you go.
Well, anyways, I guess she bought one and it screwed up on her, that automatic. And so you know what she decided to do?
Burn it.
Well, close. She cut the top of it off and made it into a bed.
Really?
She made a Ferrari 456 GTA. I think it's a GTA because I think it was the automatic bed. Yes. Missy Elliott did that. Yes. So
wow.
Yeah. But I'm sure it was because the automatic had screwed up and no one could work on them.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to now if you know a transmission guy, you could do it yourself. It's not an automated manual. It's still a proper automatic transmission.
Sure.
That's what ruined the Maseratis. Why, if you buy a used Maserati up until 07, and if you got the automatic, well, it's not really an automatic, it's an automated manual. And it's a disaster to try to work on.
Wow.
So if you're looking for a great used buy, and you're just like me, you're thinking, let some other idiot take the depreciation hit. Be mindful of that, though, when you're looking at used vehicles.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But Stenhouse putting that on a turnstile, I believe it.
Yeah, I think he did now. Well, he wanted it for display at his house. He bought the vehicle, in other words. He bought it from the fab shop or from he bought it from who owns it, what company, and and he certainly did.
Unbelievable. So as we see, Ty Gibbs is still leading.
Yes,
37 to go.
But what they did, they've settled in pretty much. They know they all got to stop. So they've settled in. And then whenever they start back up, it'll be all hell will break loose.
Yes.
They're saying, let's get this last pit stop in. Everybody's saying, hey, let's drive. Let's don't try to pass. Of course, on the outside.
See, if I'm NASCAR, why am I advertising the big one?
Yeah, why do they advertise an accident?
As opposed to good old-fashioned racing.
There you go.
Instead, you're glamorizing major accidents here that could get people seriously hurt or worse.
Don't like that.
I don't like it at all. But then again, NASCAR doesn't care when a CW affiliate, on their own volition, decide that they're going to air, not Major League Soccer, no, the United Soccer League second tier game and preempt the Xfinity Series race yesterday at Talladega. That's what my butt is still chapped over that one. And NASCAR doesn't care because they got their $800 million from 2025 through 2031. They got their money. They don't care if people in the Detroit area, because some loser affiliate, WKBD, decides, oh, we're not going to show it. We're going to show second-rate soccer.
Right.
Nobody watches. So right there tells me that, well, NASCAR is not really invested in their fans. They really don't care.
Right.
They took the money and they ran.
They ran, man.
I mean, Steve Miller said that in the 70s. They took the money and run with it.
Take the money and run. Steve Miller band, baby.
Damn right. And well, that's what they did. So to insinuate that NASCAR would do something for the fans. And I made a short of this on our last Rockingham Truck Series podcast. We brought up it was either that or the one for Bristol. We brought up that NASCAR used to publish earnings lists.
Yes.
Right? And so we got some comments that said, well, NASCAR is a private entity. Yes, they are. But the problem is they used to publish it.
Yes.
For decades.
Decades they did it.
It's not
as long as I can remember.
As long as you can remember, and this is going back to the early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
They publish earnings lists. It's not like they never published them before, and I'm asking them to publish it now. That's not what this is about. No. We're talking about reinstating a practice that they've done for over 50 years, really over 60 years.
Right. Right.
And then out of the blue, oh, we're not going to publish an earnings list. Oh, we're going to. Who made that call? See, now that's what I'd like to know. Who made that call? So as we see, Ty Gibbs is still leading. Denny Hamlin second. Riley Earps third. I should just call him Ebb. Riley Earps, I'm calling him Ebb. Malaprop of the day right here. Bubba Wallace fourth. Chase Briscoe fifth. Logano sixth. They're alternating. Let's see what the lines are. And we're not seeing, we're getting.
I know if I'm a crew chief, I'll bring my car in now. Anytime now.
Yes. Yes, most certainly. Now is the time to start. Start thinking about it right now.
I get it in. That way, you know you're going to get in your pit. You know you're not going to be hit. You know you're not going to screw up. You're not going to get behind. You know you're going to have may have a clean pit stop.
Well, the chances are better. I mean, we look at the last pit stop that Hocevar had, where he pitted cockeyed, and then Josh Berry, that caused him to have to pit that way. Yeah, Zane Smith needs to be up Hair Club's butt right here.
Yeah. And where did Hocevar end up at since he screwed that pit stop up?
Exactly. He's 28th.
28th, man.
28th, Inspector Gadget. So yeah, so it looks like J.J. Yaley is still on the track.
No.
Yes. Yes, he is.
No.
J.J. Yaley.
They should do a collection and have him just park it now, because they're getting toward the end of the race. They don't want him to have to change the outcome of the race.
Yes.
Just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding.
Well, maybe not, because you know it's inevitably going to happen. That he's known for getting into these mishaps and indirectly causing outcomes of races.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's what he's known for. Hate me if you want, but the 44 has done that a time or two in the past.
Yes. Yes, he has.
That's what I'm seeing too. It's mostly now double wide.
Oh, he's there.
Logano is creeping up, and he's already moved up a position.
Well, he's up so close that all they got to do is tighten it up now. What I'm trying to say is,
look at Zane Smith, push him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look at that.
The first 2 or 3 cars can do it now because they're up close enough.
What a push by Zane Smith, Front Row Motorsports.
Pushed him right to the lead.
Well, they're both Ford. I mean,
yeah.
Front Row and Penske.
Now, who you got?
So
you got pushing Smith? Another Ford, Custer.
Yes. Haas factory team representing. And Custer is fourth, the 41 car. Yeah, that outside lane is running pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
So the question is, with the inside lane,
you're going to see everybody going to be pitting here in a minute. That's the reason I would have already come in. And
yes, 26 laps to go. Now 25 laps to go. Lap 164.
Yeah.
They have to now. So fuel remaining with the laps run. So there's not much fuel remaining. And
well, they're 20.
Well, there was.
No, they're not much. Yeah, there was. Yeah, they're 5 laps left.
Yes. So
yeah. Basically, they're 5 laps. That's the way I figure it.
And they're doing what we said not to do, which is to run it down to the end. And so we see
there
now
they go.
The first pack.
The first pack peeled off. See, now look what a mess.
Total mess.
Now, would you rather come in before got it, you'd been out
Most
there.
certainly. Joe Gibbs Racing,
Well, look.
2311s, went into the pits now.
Look here, look here. You know he was speeding.
It'll be interesting to see.
19 got the hood up.
Oh! It did look like Hamlin was going to get caught there.
Yeah.
If no one's in front of Hamlin on pit road, he is going to speed. In fact, you could bet money on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hamlin's a great driver, but that's a bugbear of his. It's happened too many times.
Yes.
To not bring it up. Otherwise, we would have no credibility. So the question here is, when is Logano, when is Penske going to come in?
When's he going to bring him in?
Right? When is Front Row going to bring him in? We have 23 laps to go.
And you know you can't make it.
You can't make it. You have to.
They'd like a caution now. That'd be nice.
They're driving too orderly though now. I don't see significant jockeying for position now.
No,
I don't.
Well, I'm looking to see who you've got out there. You've got Larson still out there. Now that don't make sense. That does not make sense why Larson would still be out there.
It doesn't. It's
unless he thinks he can run it till he thinks there's going to be a caution.
I mean, I'm tempting fate here. If I'm Hendrick Motorsports, by not pitting, I'm really tempting fate, because you only have a handful of laps remaining before you run out of gas. And so they're all trying to conserve fuel, but guess who? The main one, the one leading your line, can't conserve fuel. Whoa! No. Ty Dillon got loose and almost caused it right there.
Ty Dillon's in the race?
Yes. Ty Dillon is still in the race, but
who's he drive for?
For a colleague.
Oh, geez.
Yes. Yeah. So Richard Childress had enough of old Ty.
Yeah.
And then Josh Berry just got him out of the way. But Ty Dillon saved it, so I have to give credit where it's due. And we see one pack. The main pack is double wide. Josh Berry is trying hard to hold on to his position, guarding the outside against Ryan Preece. And Ty Dillon is he's channeling someone now with his, because he's driving now like he actually wants to win.
Yeah, but the Hokavia's the ones. They've got tires. They've got everything. If they can get turning them big laps, they're in good shape.
So here's the thing, though. Okay, so Hocevar is the one leading that line. And you notice Denny Hamlin is happy to let him lead that line.
Sure.
Denny Hamlin is happy as a clam bake.
Yeah,
letting
he's dragging him. Yeah, he's dragging him around.
Yeah. And so therefore Hamlin and everyone behind him is conserving fuel and I mean, it's smart racing right there. Let Inspector Gadget use up his car.
8 cars broke away from the back of the pack, it said.
Yes.
So that's the 8 right there?
Yes. So and so they're 20th on back.
But have pitted.
Correct. So they have pitted.
Yeah.
And they're staying in a line. And again, it's smart racing right here to.
Oh, it's smart for them to stay together. In fact, they
See-
could tighten it. They could tighten it up and go even faster.
So now we see Priest, Todd Gilliland, Logano. We see this group now pitting with 17 to go.
Oh, did you see what he done? He didn't get tires.
He didn't get tires. He didn't.
Holy shit.
Pretty risky move.
Risky, man.
Pretty risky move at this track. No one getting tires. I guess they figure, but they
well, the time didn't drop off. They didn't need tires. They said they're wearing good. Now, who we got here? I was concerned. Now, Larson's with that group. Now, let's see what Larson does. I'm a little concerned.
Yes, with Suarez, he's pitting with that group.
Okay, let's see what he does.
Right, and oh, we've got some jockeying now with Hamlin and.
Well, they've caught the pack.
They've caught. They're starting to catch up with the end of the main pack.
Yeah.
Cody Ware, they're catching up to him with 16 to go in the race.
Yeah.
And Austin Cindric is leading. William Byron second. Kyle Larson. It says Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson is not pitted.
Yeah, he has.
Well, then
he just pitted.
Well, he cannot
he come out pretty damn good, didn't he?
And let's see what commercials we've got for us. The one thing is, Fox, we really haven't seen commercials.
No.
That take your brain down to the nether regions. Okay. I mean, we haven't really seen that from Fox, and that's a credit to Fox. It is because.
Okay. Oh no.
Because if I see another Blue Chew commercial,
right,
I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I'll handle all the Chili's and Applebee's commercials. I'll handle all of them. Although, as I mentioned on yesterday's,
look at this.
He's riding a shake 'em up bottle.
Really?
That they serve like either a margarita or something, and it's shaken up.
No.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a long race. Here in the studio, you're going to have to get some food machines in or snack machines where I can go by and get a snack. Some of the footballs announcers and stuff, they have that, don't they?
Well, they did, but if your name's Boomer Esiason and you're dealing with other radio stations.
Oh, well, you're saying Boomer's put all the snacks in for the people because he makes that big money.
Well, okay. He makes the big money, but if there's food that he believed is free and believes is free, despite pulling in high seven figures at least, doing a radio show simulcasted on CBS Sports Network, he's going to take the food. Oh, he'll just take it all. He'll grab it all.
He'll pay for it, won't he? Big time. You think he
Come on now. Are you kidding me? Holy.
Well.
Are you
the rest of them has to pay for it, so why wouldn't he?
They do.
I thought maybe he bought it for as a courtesy to him.
Jerry Recco does. Al Dukes does. All of the guys that actually do the hard work for the radio show and the simulcasted show. Yes, they do. They pay for it. But
yeah,
no,
but now you maybe are speculating. Do you know that for sure?
We saw it.
Whoa.
We saw it. We saw it happen. And to their credit, his co-host Greg Giannotti let him have it over that. And that was
Well,
good.
he apologized and took them all to dinner, I'm sure.
No, he just paid for the food after the fact.
Oh, man.
Yes, but then he still kind of fought them on it at first, but then the backlash around it, because word started getting around that here's this guy, big New York radio host, former Cincinnati Bengals and New York Jets quarterback, Boomer Esiason, just decided to take all this food. Once word started getting around, then well, I guess I'll pay for it, you know. So there you go. So I will figure out a way to have some kind of vending machines put in.
Yes.
That's another aspect of Replay Magazine that was covered, because it's not just amusements, it's also vending. So,
Yes.
so any type of vending machines were covered, sales and maintenance thereof.
Right. Well,
So, yeah.
you should have that, or have a food truck stop outside the office building.
Yes.
At a certain time.
Food truck would be great.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt.
But what kind of food would you like? Would you like
Well, I don't know. Just
would
little-
conies be too heavy for you?
maybe just a sandwich, maybe a fried egg sandwich, or a taco, or maybe not a taco.
Well, the
just
street
something
tacos are
like-
small, right?
Yeah, they are small.
You could handle the street tacos.
Yes.
So with 9 laps to go, William Byron and Austin Cindric are trading back and forth the first position.
Yes, they are.
Cindric on the inside, William Byron on the outside. And another side by side again. Are you kidding me?
And they are cranking it.
Another side by. I mean, do we need another side?
Look at this. Do we need this?
Do
No,
we
we
need to
don't need
cram this in?
Yeah. We don't need this.
I'm just. And there, Jimmy Johnson. There we go.
Sure don't need Legacy Motorsports. Now, we do not need that.
Yikes. Another Wendy's commercial. Here we go.
Do you think Jimmy Johnson will go down as maybe a disappointment in racing history? I mean, the man won 7 championships, but he never had the spark,
No.
the pizzazz, the as CBM says, the game.
Well, Jimmy Johnson's a charisma black hole. I mean, literally, his charisma goes into a black hole. I mean, no, Jimmy Johnson.
Oh no!
It was a 0 as an interview, total 0. So okay, how about this? If we have
to take a break, folks.
If we have a charisma scale of 100, and that's Tim Richmond, charisma 100. Jimmy Johnson's a 0. I mean, he's not even ranking.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson is not even ranking on the charisma.
Wow.
He's just not.
Yeah.
So you can't. 7 championships, it speaks for itself, though. You can't.
Yeah.
That's something that can never be taken away.
Well, it speaks for the car, the people that prepares the car and stuff, I think.
Chad Knaus, really, too.
I think Chad Knaus, and it is proven out, Chad Knaus is still making as much money as he's ever made.
Oh, yeah.
Chad Knaus is a big official, with Hendricks Motorsports, and he's still making the big bucks, and he's still got the big position. I don't know if you know that. He really has
I forgot about that, but
oh yeah. So he is still in the money.
I look at Chad Knaus. I see some of that Smokey Unick type of spirit in him.
Yeah.
And that right there brought Jimmy Johnson those championships.
Yeah.
Chad Knaus didn't care. Chad Knaus
go.
would do what it took.
5 to go. Call it, CBM.
So Ryan Preece on the outside, Austin Cindric on the inside. They're trading back and forth. Kyle Larson
Is up there.
third. Kyle Larson is behind Cindric on the inside. William Byron is behind Ryan Preece on the outside. 5 to go. I am amazed there's not been a caution. There's not been an accident yet. I am.
Wow. Yes.
Ooh.
What do you think about them coming in early like that? All I can figure is when they went back going, they were turning fast laps.
Yes.
They were turning blistering fast laps. So the laps didn't fall off. So they actually gained on them by staying out. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Well, what I'm trying to say is the number 11 car didn't catch up on them.
And I was expecting them to. I was expecting, and I'm sure they were too. I'm sure Joe Gibbs Racing and that they expected that to happen, that they would eventually catch up, but they just kept going. Byron and Larson, and
look at them. They're by his 20th.
I mean,
Gibby Boy. What about Gibby Boy? Buddy, when he pitted, those others run off and left him. How did they do that, son?
Well, to see
they were running faster. When they come back out on that track, they couldn't hook up fast enough to get their speed up.
To see Austin and Larson just gave Austin Cindric a love tap.
Yes, he did.
And William Byron's trying to give Preece a love tap right here, trying to get him loose. How about Ryan Preece today? And we'll say this about Cindric too.
Would it be wonderful to see Preece win this thing?
Great job by them today.
It would be great. Great. Right now, I'd want to see Preece, Bowman, Gregson, Smith, even Gibby Boy win it. But that's just me.
You know, and Anthony Alfredo, he had a great second stage, but he's kind of falling off. And Larson just tried to get Austin Cindric loose. 2 to go.
I would love to see Alfredo win it and Rowley be in the winner's circle with it.
And you know what? We'll get in touch with Zeus Network and book that.
We'll book it. White flag, people. This is it.
This is it, baby. Austin Cindric on the inside, Ryan Preece on the outside. They are neck and neck. Depends on the push. It depends if either Byron gets Preece loose or Larson gets Austin Cindric loose. Logano is 5th they are trying to knock him loose big time. Larson is really aggressive on Austin Cindric.
Go on, Preece.
And yet, here, the left cars. But
Preece,
did Austin Cindric get the Duke?
I hope he didn't. I hope Preece got it. Damn it. Did he get it, honey?
Cindric got it.
Shit. See?
Oh.
He got him by half a car.
By a quarter of a car length.
Yeah, because he wouldn't push him through. The 24 wouldn't push.
Yeah.
He wouldn't push Preece through.
He wouldn't. So
no, sir.
So that's Byron for you.
Oh.
Yep, Byron didn't want to push him. Now Preece drives for who?
So Ryan. Yeah, so Ryan Preece
RFK
drives for RFK. So Brad should have some words for William Byron.
Now, he didn't help him.
No, he didn't help him.
He didn't help him. Now you can see how he could help him. He could help him tighten it up. Get on up there. Get on him. See, look at Cal. Look at Cal. Look at Cal Busch. Look at Cal Larson help him.
Yeah, Kyle Larson
gave him the race.
But inadvertently, Kyle Larson was trying to knock Cindric loose, though.
Go.
Kyle Larson was trying every which way to get Cindric loose. He tried the left rear quarter panel, then went to the right rear quarter of Austin Cindric. Kyle Larson kept trying to get him loose. It was, in my opinion, an inadvertent push.
Yes.
And Austin Cindric was able to keep his composure.
Boy, I just like for Priest, man. I'm just for those underdogs, son.
I mean, with what Ryan Preece has been through.
Yeah, with those crashes, man, I love it.
That's what I mean.
Look,
it would have been great for Priest to win, but I'm not unhappy.
No,
that Cindric won.
He deserved to win it.
Especially having the nerve, knowing that Kyle Larson is on your tail, trying to knock you loose.
Absolutely.
And Kyle Larson knows every which way to get you loose.
Yeah.
Here's the question though. I'm looking at the strategy of Joe Gibbs Racing, and they expected to be up, at or around the head of this pack, and they never got there.
They never got there.
They never got there.
Look, they never done anything. Look at Gibby, 19th. But at that last pit stop, it is hard to try to figure that strategy out. How in the world did Larson? I just don't know how that happened. I don't know how come that they couldn't run better after they pitted. When the leaders pitted with Gibby Boy and all of them, and the 11 car, every one of them, when they pitted, the other teams had to pit too, son.
Right.
Okay, well, it took them time. But you know what the difference was, don't you? When the first ones pitted, they got tires.
Correct. And the second, they just got fuel.
That's the difference. They just got. Look at that. He's only won 3 times.
Right. Incredible.
3. And he's been driving how many years?
Let's take a look, shall we?
A lot.
Austin Cindric has raced 125 races over 5 years.
Yes, sir.
And then 133 over 5 in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
And then 29 races over 3 years in the Truck Series.
Yep. And how much do you want?
So,
wow.
This is his 3rd win in the Cup.
God.
It's his third. He has 13 wins in Xfinity.
Okay.
So roughly 10%.
Yeah. So that ain't bad.
And then 1 win in 29 attempts in the Truck Series.
Wow. Look at this.
Best career finish. Yeah. It would have been great to see him win. Go to.
He may get it though. He did good.
He did impressive.
Yeah, he did.
I'm just looking at the end result, and everyone that was doing well in stage 2, like Cody Ware, our dear Alfredo Sauce.
But what the difference was, they got tires in that last stop, and the others just got fuel.
Yes.
And those tires didn't fall off. See, they didn't drop off. Sometimes the tires is everything. This time they got great tire wear. See.
But again, let's go back to
that strategy.
But why the inconsistency in tire wear? Right?
Well, it wasn't inconsistent. We'd seen that one's all we'd seen was
right. Okay,
we
that's
don't know
true.
if that one was from sliding or we don't really know.
Or manufacturing defect. It could
Yeah,
be.
we don't know why that one was that way. Give me 19th. Where did Mom's boy finish? The 11 car.
That's your boy.
I think he was beyond 20th.
He was.
So, yeah, unbelievable.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Put it on the camera.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
I just got that from some of your officials here at the studio.
Are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, don't think we don't get you the news.
So, okay. I mean, my teeth are about to fall out. This is crazy news right here. I'm serious. So, okay.
Look at it, Mom.
Yeah. No, this is crazy. So, no wonder why Ryan Preece had a career day. Think about it.
Yeah, that car would fly, wouldn't it?
38.
No wonder why. Now, do you think that NASCAR looks at things and they say, well, this is not a normal result for this driver? Let's tear apart his car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they could. I think they could say, hey. Yeah. Yeah, they used to. I remember one time Dave Marcus.
Oh, boy.
He had an illegal engine.
I got a smoke for Dave Marcus right here.
Well, it was one of them. It was Dave Marcus or it was Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins.
Okay.
Drive. Well, anyway, just as soon as he got off the track, he went straight to the inspection thing. He said, because they called, said, you might as well bring it in. And it was illegal.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
So, well, now that we know that, the final not taken into account. So, well, this one already has Preece and Logano at the bottom. So, Kyle Larson second, Byron third, Noah Gragson fourth, Chase Elliott fifth, Hocevar sixth, Alex Bowman seventh, Bubba Wallace eighth, Daniel Suarez ninth, Austin Dillon 10th, Michael McDowell 11th, our Danica's man, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 12th,
Okay,
Cole
look at him.
13th.
Look at him.
Oh, yeah. Tyler Reddick 14th.
Listen, CBM, then who won this race?
Well, Austin Cindric won it.
Cindric won the race.
I thought you said he got disqualified.
No, Preece did.
I thought you said Cindric.
No, I said Preece.
I thought you said
I already put in the trash. Cindric.
Show me.
Yeah, Ryan Preece and Joey Logano got disqualified for illegal rear spoilers.
Mm.
Yeah.
I thought you said Cindric.
No,
See, I read it
Preece
wrong.
and Logano.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So Chase Briscoe 15th, Todd Gilliland 16th, Ty Gibbs 17th, Eric Jones 18th, Zane Smith 19th. Now he had the pole, finished 19th, but he's a young driver.
Everybody up.
He'll get the hang of it before long. Chastain 20th, Denny Hamlin 21st. Riley Earps 22nd, Ty Dillon 23rd, Allmendinger 24th, Justin Haley 25th, Josh Berry 26th.
Between me and you, he probably could have done something if Priest hadn't been there.
Yes.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Larson probably could have won it if Priest hadn't been in the race because of an illegal car. You ever think of it that way?
Yes.
I mean, you can say a lot of things.
If you look back on it, well, and Logano, think of how Logano stymied him.
Logano. Oh, man.
Think of how Logano stymied him the whole race.
Well, show us the spoiler. Oh, they haven't even disqualified him yet, have they?
And Kyle Busch 27th. Anthony Alfredo, he ran so well in stages 1 and 2, especially stage 2.
He did.
He finished 28th. Van Gisbergen 29th. John Hunter Nemechek, I'm going snowboarding with him, 30th.
Whoa.
Yeah. Cody Ware impressed us stage 2. He finished 31st. Your boy.
Uh-oh.
MTV Cribs, J.J. Yaley, 32nd.
32nd. See there?
B.J. McLeod, 33rd. And then Busher, 34th. Christopher Bell, 35th. Keselowski, 36th. Ryan Blaney, 37th. And then Priest and Logano with the breaking news that we have here.
Uh-oh.
Are disqualified. So
got some breaking news there. But now, so but Yaley finished last then, technically. Well, maybe McLeod, but J.J. Yaley finished. The best he finished was next to last, right?
Yes.
Because the rest of them was in accidents and all. You can't assume they would have finished in that position if they were running.
So I'm looking at the official NASCAR statistics. And with J.J. Yaley, there's a big asterisk next to his name. So I have to see what that's about.
Oh, no. Are they?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
no.
I have to see what that's about.
Yeah, you should have pushed him through. Now you didn't push him through. Now you see what you got.
So the J.J. Yaley had unapproved. What is this? The Jack Links, Mountain Monsters.
Yep.
Bigfoot. Are you serious?
Right.
What kind of trap could we use to catch that idiot?
Now, buddy, I don't know.
Yeah, but J.J. Yaley had unapproved adjustments, and so he got put to the back of the field at the beginning of the race.
And stayed there.
And more or less stayed there, yes.
Yeah. Well, see, he can do unapproved on every race.
And I don't think it would matter.
Well, they screwed up, honey. They come in and got 4 tires, and the others just got fuel.
Yeah, and then Yaley was
See, Larson.
Last car runner was
Larson's people was sharp on that. Because don't you remember me mentioning twice? Why didn't Larson come in? Why didn't Larson come in the next lap after the others come in? Well, there's a good reason why.
Yeah, it was a smart move by Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, or their
to
crew
coordinate
chief.
that.
Yep.
Because both Byron and Larson were in it at the end.
Yep.
And JGR just miscalculated.
Didn't he?
I don't know. Did they think there would be more cautions and therefore a more aggressive mode of driving would be needed?
Well, I'm sure, with this race, I thought there'd be more cautions. But normally you'd think because, you'd thought there'd been more cautions. Absolutely.
I mean, Fox themselves advertised the big one.
Oh, they advertise it. They want it. Believe it or not, Now, it don't draw racing for me and you, but it draws racing for people.
Well, that's not what this podcast is about. And look, here we go. How's your spoiler, buddy?
Yeah, how's that spoiler doing? Look at him. Finished fifth. First top 5 finish this season. Okay. Mom.
I mean, you saw how mad he got at Austin's you saw how mad he got at Austin Cindric earlier in the race when Cindric ended up pushing Bubba Wallace to the stage 2 win.
He did say something, didn't he, about that?
Well, he dropped F-bombs. He's just a real I hate to say this, Joey.
Kyle Busch.
I got to speak to Joey here. This speaks to your lack of education in using expletives like that.
Sure.
That's not good.
Well, he's not going to gain by it, put it that way.
Well,
ask yourself, are you going to make a gain? Are you going to make a net gain? If you're going to be even, don't do it either. But, hey.
Well, and the end result is he ended up losing big time today.
Yeah.
By getting disqualified.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the fines are going to be tomorrow. And I wonder how many points they will be docked.
Yep, really. Well, boy, Cindric's happy because there's his boss.
Yep.
There's the big boss. He drives for his dad, which is a guy. That's him right there, probably. But
yeah, and I'm sure Roger is there too. Roger Penske's there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
Back it up a little. He was there.
But why have they not spoken to Kyle Busch? See, this is where
I don't know. Back it up a little.
Now we know this in other sports leagues. They mandate that you give an interview. They do. They make you.
Well, Kyle Busch was one of them, buddy. That he'd interview. He's even made smart aleck remarks about it. He had to interview. Yeah, that's him. Old, he's over 80. I was looking for Cindric's dad. You think that's him?
And now I'm hopping right. I'm looking to see, did Delana do a better job on your eyebrows today? Let's see. Oh, my God.
Did she? Don't tell me she didn't.
Kevin, come on.
Does it look good?
They're golden arches almost, dude.
Oh, geez. I can't see it right now. Wow.
I mean, give me what's going on?
Where's Cindric's wife, honey?
Let me see. I don't know.
No, I've never seen her before.
Was she there? I seen a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, there. How's that eyebrow, honey?
Well, he didn't have an arch.
Wow.
And who did we not see today? Caitlin Vincey. Did not see her today. Fox has to step up and get her out there interviewing. Now,
yeah, they got to step the program up, let's face it.
Now, we like Josh Sims. We like Regan Smith's okay. Amanda Buzik's good. And, of course, we love Jamie Little. If it was a Josh Sims, Jamie Little, and Caitlin Vincey, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, there's Alex Bowman, the 6th top 10 this year. Will top 10 keep him his job, son? Alex Bowman.
Oh, you know what? I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I'm just wondering about that. Some racing organizations, of course, it would keep you your job, but some it won't. You understand what I'm saying?
And maybe Hendrick might have better expectations.
Yeah, but Hendricks will sure keep guys a long time, buddy.
That's why he might have his ride for a while, only because Hendrick's known to keep guys for, even if it's past their sell-by date.
Hey,
Yeah.
I remember when you don't remember when Kyle Busch drove for Hendricks. I remember when he fired him. I
That was a while
called that.
ago, yeah.
I called that, Mom. You don't remember? I said Hendrick will fire him. What had happened? He was in an altercation on the track in one of the races, and they had a caution, and Hendrick had to come on the air and tell Kyle, now cool it, don't do anything crazy when you get back out there. And Hendrick told him, said, hey, he started it first. And I can't remember who he had the problem with. But
Figures.
at that point, I said, you can't talk to your boss that way. You're going to lose your job. And he did.
Yeah.
That'd be some interesting stuff to research someday.
That would be. We might have to do a retrospective on Kyle Busch.
Yes.
We might have to and go through it, beginning of his career and
Text him
to now and everything in between. So to wrap up,
wrap it up.
Would you say that who would you say disappointed today with his result?
Oh, I'd have to think a couple minutes. I can't really say Gibby because it was that last pit stop they all done. They got creamed. I would have to think a minute on that.
Yeah, and I mean
maybe Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
they couldn't help it being in that wreck. Definitely, the one that I thought might win it was your boy that drives for Gibbs, Bill.
Yes,
I thought it could have been Bill's race.
Ross Chastain for me. I expected a little more.
Yeah. I kind of expected some from that Haas car, that single entry.
Yeah, Cole Custer. Yes.
No, yeah. I kind of expected a little more. You know what I'm saying? And then I expected a little more from that 19 car.
Oh yeah. Well, Chase Briscoe. I wonder if JGR might. He might not have a ride with them next year. I'm not sure.
No, he'll keep him a while because he just hired him.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
When he hires him, he'll give him a shot at it.
Yes, that's a good point. But this was a great race here.
Yes.
Talladega, Alabama at the Superspeedway. Austin Cindric goes to the pay window. And I've got to tell you, it was great having you on here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. I don't know how many more of these I'll have invitations to, but I'm trying to do a good job, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm learning a little bit and so forth. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And there's more to come from the nuclear heat wave.
Nuclear heat wave all the way. And this is the captain speaking.